Rah!
Happy Free Agency Day, everybody. Welcome to CHR's Free Agency Extravaganza. We are just about a minute away here from the kickoff of things officially. And it is official. Sam Laferty is a Chicago Blackhawk.
Let's go! Kyle's big summer move, baby. That's our big
back.
fish. He thought we were going after somebody like an Ehlers or a Besser. Wrong. Sam Laferty is back, baby. Let's go.
The summer of GM Katie keeps cooking on.
Let him cook. Let Kyle cook. He's cooking.
Yes, so welcome to the show, everybody. If you guys haven't noticed, this is a new setup for us. We are in a new studio. We are sitting four dudes right now. Somebody asked if we're being interrogated right now in the chat. So yes, obviously we're on a fold-up table.
No,
We're
allegedly.
Still in the process of moving. Our other host, Natalie, she is stuck with a flat tire, so she should be joining here soon.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, we're still getting everything figured out. I don't know. Just cut us some slack, and tomorrow's show will look a lot different than this show will. But we're here. We're live. It's free agency. There's a lot of stuff we're going to break down. I'm going to let these guys sort of lead the show here. And if you guys haven't noticed, there's somebody new.
That's right.
On the other end of the
Welcome,
table.
Charlie.
Stick task for Charlie.
Stick tap for Charlie.
Yes,
Thank
W.
you. Thank you for
Charlie's
the
in the
stick
chat
tap.
right now.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
W. Charlie's in the chat. Charlie Weber is his name. He is a recent graduate of DePaul University.
Is he related to Shea Weber?
Huh?
No
Are you
relation to
related to Shea Weber?
I am not. I have two Bs.
Oh,
Two
two
Bs.
Bs. Okay. All right.
Blackhawks
Weber.
legend.
That's
I wish.
right.
I wish.
So let's give Charlie a little bit of mic time. We have a lot of time to kill today. I imagine the clock is just getting started on things. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Charlie. Let the CHR crew, CHR enjoyers know what they're getting here.
Again, DePaul graduate from Chicago, big Blackhawks fan.
I would hope so.
Yeah, huge. First of all, pumped about Sam Laferty coming back, obviously.
There we go. Let's go.
All-time favorite Hawk. Him, Brandon Saad, the guys we keep trading for. Those are my two boys. Hopefully we can, get Saad back, perhaps.
Yeah, you never know. I don't know if Davidson's going to pull a Bowman, but he does seem to circle his players that he really likes and circle back on them. It's funny, the Blackhawks actually traded for Sam Laferty last summer too, but unfortunately he decided not to sign with us. So 1 year left in his deal. We will actually see him next year.
The third time Kyle Davidson has traded for Sam Laferty.
That's right. What's he going to turn him into this time? What's he going to flip him for next year's trade deadline? We shall see.
Another first? Question mark?
Yeah, I mean, that pick became Victor Vaclav Nesterstrom, right? Yeah.
Yes, it did. Yes.
There you go. So
Number 25. It'll turn into number 15 next year, maybe. Who knows?
not too bad for a bottom six player, right?
Yeah,
pretty
40
damn
goal
solid.
season incoming.
There you go, right? That's Connor Bedard's help, who actually never got to play with Sam Laferty, right? Because Kyle traded for him in the 21-22 season, and then was traded for 2023 trade deadline. So maybe we'll get to see Sam Laferty on Connor Bedard's wing. I would hope not. He's a fourth-line player who scored 4 goals and 3 assists in 6 games last year, but Hawks fans love him. So I see what you're doing, Kyle. You can't fool me. I'm familiar with your game. But it was a fleece. I don't think that 6th-round pick next year is going to become anything. Now he's going to be the next Brandon Hagel. Now they said that. Yeah.
So I think there are definitely some names left on the board. Nikolai Ehlers, I think, is the premier one that everybody seems to be hinging on.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Very big one.
Do we know where he's leaning towards at the moment?
I have no idea.
I would
I feel like I haven't heard much about him.
Carolina.
Yeah.
I heard Friedman talking about it a couple days ago on Chicklets, leaning Carolina.
I remember Chris Johnson, but this was a few weeks ago, said Carolina and Chicago makes sense. But I haven't heard any Chicago connections since then, so I'm not gonna set myself up for disappointment there. It's probably gonna be Carolina, you would think.
Kyle's also dead asleep after that trade. So.
Yeah, after he pulled out the Sam Laferty trade, he's got nothing to do today. He's going to sleep in and go to hibernation until the next season. So that's his big move of the day. No free agency signings. Burakovsky and Laferty are the big additions.
There we go.
There you go. Yes.
A lot of players signing with their teams. We've seen a couple of trades. Victor Arvidsson got moved to the Boston Bruins for a 5th-round pick in 2027. I think that was pretty clear that Edmonton, made a mistake.
Gets a cap dump. Yeah, it's to get rid of some cap. Maybe they'll use that to go after Brock Besser. I know it seems like they've been really linked to Brock Besser.
Or a goalie. I mean, they desperately need
that's what they
goalie.
should be doing.
That's what they should be doing. But Stan Bowman's not the brightest light bulb in the box. So
Yeah, no, and Allen just got locked up too, right? So that's one potential
Jake
piece
Allen,
gone.
I think it was like 1.6 for 5 years, which I found pretty interesting.
Huh, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll see what Bowman's got up his sleeves there. But yeah, if an Oilers fan, I wouldn't feel too confident. Yeah.
Evan Bouchard too yesterday.
Yeah,
Yes.
$10.5 million. This guy is going to be making the same amount of money as Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews after they sign their contracts 2014. That just goes to show how far inflation is. $1 million more than Seth Jones, though, I will say. So, good for the Oilers to get that guy locked up. Points producer, minute muncher, nice slap shot. The defense is questionable, but definitely a guy that they probably need back there. Yeah.
Questionable defense. That's
Questionable defense.
Yeah, very
Edmonton
questionable.
overall,
Yes,
so-
yes.
I was seeing a meme post on TikTok, Evan Bouchard defense highlights. It was just a montage of his
I
worst
did see
turnovers
that.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
that was hilarious.
You can probably clip hours of material there. Yeah.
Did you guys see the clip of Stan Bowman when asked about the Connor McDavid contract extension and if there had been any progress on it? He said that there had actually been no discussions about a contract and that they have only discussed improving the hockey team and making it better. And I don't know if that, like, if you think one ties into the other, you know, obviously, like, McDavid wants the team to be good. Evan Bouchard makes the team better. You're not gonna. I said something crazy, I think, on a show after they lost that they should trade him, but
Bouchard?
yeah.
Yeah. Who's going to replace that, though?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I do think having him stay probably makes Connor more likely to stay. Just the number's really high, man, and
10.5,
you have to use, especially now that you've moved on from Arvidsson, you have to use the space to get the right guys in the mix. Otherwise, I don't know, Connor's not really going to be too happy in terms of sticking around, I would imagine. But
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, that 10.5, that's got to make Evan Bouchard amongst the highest paid defensemen in the league. And I know there are some Oilers fans who claim he's amongst the best, but I don't know, man. Watching his defensive play, he might be amongst the best D-man in terms of stat line, but in terms of actual defense,
The position is defense.
yes.
Yeah,
And in terms of that, he's not. So, but yeah, that's definitely a guy, a core piece they wanted to lock up, and they did. So good for them there. Yeah. Just one less item on the agenda. Yeah.
couple of big extensions too, not just Bouchard. We could talk about either one of these that you want. There's the Ivan Provorov one. He got 7 years, 8.5.
Very interesting on that one, yes.
Didn't Romanov get 7 or 8 years
Romanov
too?
got 8 years, 6.25.
Okay.
$6.25 million for Romanov. He's going to be making more money than Aaron Ekblad. What the hell is that?
I did not expect that.
Well,
I guess they'll afford
Income-
taxes
income
again,
tax,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
that's
there you
right. Yep.
So
Yeah.
we do have the updated numbers on Bouchard. Bouchard is now the 4th highest paid defenseman amongst AAV in the league, behind Drew Doughty, Rasmus Dahlin, and Erik Karlsson.
Wow.
Well, I was going to say 2 of those guys are unks who are probably past their prime, but
Yeah.
still, that's pretty crazy that Bouchard is the 4th highest paid defenseman ahead of the likes of Kale McCarr. That's just
Miro
that's
Heiskanen,
kind of a
Quinn
sin.
Hughes, yeah,
Yeah,
insane.
that's crazy. Yeah.
just doesn't sound right.
No,
Martin
that
just
isn't
does
right.
not sound
yeah,
right.
No, not at all.
Martin Fehervary in Washington also getting 7 years, $6 million per. So,
He's good, but again, that's another Romano type defenseman, like really good, maybe number 4, second pair guy, but
Yeah.
that much money, $6 million. Oh,
I think as the cap is going up, a lot of these teams are trying to lock up their guys for as long as possible. Right in the new CBA, there's no 8-year deals. The
right,
max
it's gonna
is-
be 7.
The max is 7.
So get those in now while you can. Yeah. Also, who was another? Provorov, I think, also had an extension around that link
Yeah.
too. I'd say that's more. I think he's earned that contract. So good piece there behind Morensky and the Columbus D-core. But I will say, man, that Alex Vlasic contract continues to age better by the day.
Better and better and
$4.6
better.
million until
Yes.
2030, and I think he could make around that same amount as those guys, around the $6 million range if he wanted to. So that's a great contract for KD. Man.
I think if this means anything to anyone, Kyle Davidson, if you are not asleep, please lock up Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm just. They're not going to sign. Like, they're not going to sign this summer. They're going to sign next summer. There's no way. Frank Nazar and Bedsy, that would not be a wise move to sign now. I hope they do, because
Yeah.
value-wise, that'd be great for this club. Because I think both of them are probably going to break out next year.
Yes.
But yeah, I think they would be unwise to make that decision. I don't think they will. And don't freak out if they don't, by the way. Like, that's not, there's no reason
No.
to panic or anything. That's just them being smart. That's their agent telling them, hold off. Yeah. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, this is kind of a big discussion because they are eligible now to sign up to 8 years, and I don't know.
Does that affect?
Do you like? We could take this any number of ways. Like, do you think it affects either of them, Connor in particular? Like, do you think he's going to go into next year thinking about the contract? Is he?
Oh yeah, and I think every player does. Like they won't admit it, but you don't think Bedsy and Days are thinking about the fact that their contracts are up next year? Like I think that if anything, that should provide some incentives, some extra motivation, right, to get the best out of that deal.
Yeah, I think in the back of his mind, he's going to be looking towards a big payday. Obviously, he's going to get the big payday because he is the face of the franchise. But I think it would be great for us if he signed right now. I think it'd be great for him if he waited until after next year, after hopefully he puts up a point per game.
Yeah, give him the keys to the city. Yeah, the bag.
Yeah, I think we should also as podcasters, part of our job is to create the narrative. Yeah, we need to stir up the conversation a little bit of the Connor Bedard contract negotiation, because I don't think many people are on it. Like, how many people are really he needs to sign now? I don't think very many people are on that. I just think the longer it drags out, the more it becomes a conversation, the more why not just sign? What do you think the number is right now today at 8 years?
8 years, probably somewhere in the around 10 million. Yeah, over under 10 million.
I think if he signed, if he was really.
That's a tough question.
What do you think he's asking for today?
At least 10 million. At least.
I think he's looking for $10 million. I think my ideal, as of right now, following in the footsteps of his idol Sidney Crosby, 9.8 by 8.
Yeah. You've been listening to the show?
Of course I have. Yeah.
I know. I've been making that claim. I don't know if he's actually going to do it, though. Which today, is he worth that money? Probably not, but I think he will be. I think if you sign that contract now, that would end up being a steal down the road. But I don't think he's not going to take that now.
Okay, we have a couple of free agency tricklings in. Christian Dvorak, 4.5 for a year in Philadelphia.
Interesting.
Blackhawks legend Colin Blackwell, 7.75 for 2 years back in Dallas.
Okay, yeah, Blackhawks legend, and the Jonathan Toews deal wasn't made official, obviously. So good for Taser there. Looking forward to. How about Patrick Kane's extended yesterday too? By the way, by the Red Wings. So we're officially going to see those two facing off against each other next season. Which could you imagine telling your childhood self that 10 years ago? It's absolutely unreal. So that first game against Winnipeg, Detroit next year is going to be absolute cinema.
An update to.
I don't know that anybody would have said that ever.
Sorry.
Cinema between Winnipeg and Detroit.
Yeah, well, now it is. Yeah, Taser and Kane are going to make it cinema, man. Absolutely. The two unks facing off.
The Christian Dvorak contract has been updated. It is $5.4 million for a year.
5.4
for Christian Dvorak.
For Christian Dvorak.
Did that just go up $1 million from the last?
I was going to say.
Did you say 4 earlier?
Yeah, it was 4.5. I read it from Friedman. This is what you get for putting on notifications. He made the mistake. I also made the mistake.
Friedman made a mistake?
Yeah,
that
I know,
never
right?
happens. Wow. Huh. He's the top insider in the game. Yeah.
Right.
What does that tweet from Bob McKenzie say? Right there.
So Nick Ehler, Swiss-based agent Andre Refner is obviously fielding a lot of calls, but says there's no guarantee his client will make a decision today, and it's quite likely it'll carry over to tomorrow.
Kyle. Wake up, Kyle. That is interesting. Tells me he's got a decent amount of suitors.
I mean, we've been waiting for the Nick Ehler sweepstakes for the last 2 months since they got kicked out by Dallas, and just to get it another day when it's probably going to happen after we finish tomorrow's show as well, so we won't talk about it at all live, but.
It tells you how big this free agent cycle is this year, that Nikolai Ehlers is the biggest name on the market.
Yeah, far and away the biggest name as well.
Which, he's good, don't get me wrong,
No,
but
great
I want to
player,
call him a
yes.
star. He's a very good NHL player. Not quite great, but...
We got robbed of the Marner sweepstakes, and now we got to settle for Nikolai Ehlers.
He's solid compensation. If you're a team that missed out on Mitch Marner, which is most teams, that's solid compensation, which I think that's probably a solid transition. We haven't spoken about Mitch Marner yet. I'm sure Tassos has plenty to say about that.
So, yeah, I mean, we can get into it. And so the reason I asked you to read that Bob McKenzie tweet and ask you your guys' thoughts on it, because we can open this up, we can have a little bit of a discussion, and then I'm going to balance, and Natalie's here, and she's going to... how's the flat tire? Good?
No.
Oh, there she is.
No?
You're good?
Obliterated.
Or
Oh, no.
tire is obliterated.
Shredded tire?
Yes.
Oh,
I
gosh.
wish I had a picture because it's absolute cinema.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Tire is destroyed.
I got to do a lot of thinking on the red line.
Yeah.
Watching my back.
You had to make a pit stop to change a tire?
Yeah, but the spare's honestly not that good either.
Yeah.
I gotta go to Sam's Club to get my new tires. Like literally both tires on my right side are done.
Damn. That's a wild day.
Absolute ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Absolute disaster class.
Yeah, not quite cinema. Yeah,
Honestly, it kind of is cinema because only this.
it's a tragedy. Yeah,
It only happened to me, you guys.
the kind of luck you have needs to be
Yes,
studied.
Natalie is the first person ever to get a flat tire.
I
did.
I've never had a flat tire. Well, now I am. Yeah.
I didn't even really realize.
I think everybody does at some point, right?
Yeah.
Everybody goes through a flat tire stage at some point, which I don't even know how to change a tire. So if that ever happens to me, I'm screwed. Yeah.
Okay, so Mitch Marner.
Yeah, Mitch Marner. That's a great
the
transition.
the reason I ask about the Ehlers thing is because Elliot Friedman on Sunday on 32 Thoughts said that the reason that we are seeing what we saw, which was a 1-for-1 swap between Mitch Marner and Nicolas Waugh, I don't really get why people are so confused here. There was one thing that he said that happens all the time, but apparently the Leafs really were trying to go after it, which is tampering. So we all know that tampering happens in sports. It happens in hockey. I think it's very funny that sometimes people think that these guys just at 12:01 magically sign these contracts and
No, they're
they
already agreed
negotiate
upon.
them
They
in
just have to wait to make
60
it
seconds.
official until. Yeah.
They've been talking for sure.
Yeah.
But apparently there was word out there that if Mitch Marner signed with Vegas today on July 1st as a free agent, that the Leafs were going to go after them for tampering, and that they believe that this could stretch as far back as a year with Mitch.
So
Interesting.
sacrifice Raw in a trade, and you'll take that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
essentially, not to put words in anybody's mouth, but
Avoid that. Avoid
it
the
was
drama.
like
Yeah.
either you're going to trade us this player, and it ended up just being Nick Waugh. I heard there was maybe going to be a
Yeah, I
pick
thought it was going to
involved.
be more than that. I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
like maybe a defenseman
Yeah.
and a forward.
I
yeah.
thought it could have been Hague as well.
I thought it was going to be Hague at one point. I thought it was
If
going
he
to
was
be
still available, probably.
William Karlsson, maybe
Yeah.
in the mix there. So
I know they
Like
talked about
Raw's
St.
good, but like, that's
Theodore.
not a player where it's like, oh no, we're losing Nick Raw, cancel the cup parade. Like,
Well,
yeah.
but it's people are going to also look at it as Nick Waugh for Mitch Marner, which isn't fair.
It's not
either.
true.
It's not,
It's not
that's
true.
not what
No.
that is. Like you
It's
were
never a
going to lose him for
guarantee
nothing.
when you do a signed trade that you're actually going to sign that player. In this case, it was, but you never have a lot of leverage in a situation like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think the whole tampering thing is interesting. Like if Vegas was found guilty of that, like that would be like a
mean, it's
upwards
Vegas.
of
Major charge.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I say like, it'll be like $1 million fine or maybe even more, but like.
Oh, no, anyway.
If you're signing Mitch Marner to a $96 million deal, like what's another $1 million on top of that?
It's
right?
Vegas,
So-
man. They're printing money over there, so yeah, I think they do
I
just
saw
fine.
$5 million in picks was one of the possible.
$5 million in picks
and
was one of
picks,
them.
but I mean we're not going to see that anyhow with the trade going on.
Right.
But it wouldn't have impacted Vegas very much in the long run, I feel.
Oh, Blockbuster. Parker Kelly extended in Colorado.
Wow, that's the big move of the day right
4
there.
more years. Holy cow.
Parker Kelly's getting a 4-year contract. Man, everybody's getting these massive contracts. What, do we know the term on that? No.
We do not know the term yet. It's
Okay.
just a 4-year deal. That's all that the Colorado Avalanche have posted. But
Okay. 4 more years. 4 more
the
years.
Dallas Stars have officially announced that Glenn Gulletson will be their head coach moving forward.
There we go. Yeah,
Second time's the charm, right?
That's what we're hoping with Blashill, right?
Yeah, I don't know about this one, man. I mean, assistant coach. I mean, is this really an upgrade over Pierre DeBoer? I don't know. Yeah, I know he's the Oilers' assistant over there, but
I don't think that Glenn Gulletson is going to be the guy to throw your franchise goalie under the bus after a playoff.
perhaps is that going to be the guy that gets you over the hump in the playoffs in the third round to a Stanley Cup? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's kind of unproven at the NHL level as a head coach, but he's been around. He has experience, so
Yeah.
we'll see. I understand why they made the move after DeBoer. Like that's kind of a move that you can't really ignore. So that he did there with Otter, obviously. So we'll see how that goes in Dallas. That's all the coaches are. That's all done and dusted now, right? We have all our head coaches figured out for next year. So that was the last one. Yeah.
Can we talk about Mitch Marner a little bit more?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
we
why
need to
not?
talk
Yeah.
about it a little
So-
more. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Because this is huge.
Yeah,
And I won't lie. I think, how long do you think we get before we get the Mitch Marner interview where he's like, man, it's just so good to be in a place where I feel appreciated.
Less than 24 hours.
I'm giving it a month, dude, before we get that.
Yeah, did you see he put out his message today, his Insta, his goodbye
my
message
God.
in Toronto? What'd you think about that?
He, look, and he's from there, so he should get this more than anybody. you guys know anything about Vince Carter?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Raptors
You
legend.
know,
It's over. That's where Betsy got that selling.
But do you guys remember how Vince Carter left the Raptors? Vince Carter demanded to be traded, and he essentially quit on the team. And in the process, he became probably the most vilified athlete in Toronto sports history. But in terms of basketball in Canada, Vince Carter did a lot. Like they made a documentary called the Carter Effect, or the Vince Carter Effect.
So it didn't necessarily destroy his legacy.
With Marner, his number now hangs in the rafters, right?
Whereas Marner, this probably will destroy his Leafs
Mitch
legacy.
Marner, every time Vegas goes to Toronto and Mitch Marner touches the puck,
He's going to get booed like hell.
Oh.
It's going to be like the Tavares situation, man, or maybe even worse
I
than
would
that.
not be shocked if there's Marner jerseys thrown on the ice at that point.
Like how long, if ever, do you think it takes until that resolves itself? Like
Never.
As long as he's in the NHL, I don't think they're ever going to forgive him for that. Yeah. Maybe until they win. Well,
Especially if he wins a cup in the next, 3 years.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the cup for a switch, I hate to break it, probably. I think Marner's probably in the lead there with Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Vegas is so interesting because they move Nick Hague, who's a big guy, and they move Nick Waugh, who's a big guy,
Yeah.
and
Petrangelo's going to be out now.
Petrangelo's out.
The
and you
defense
bring
is
in
a little
Mitch
sus.
Marner.
Yeah.
And I think it'll make them better in the regular season. And look, I think this is a move that's going to make the
The
Leafs
playoffs
worse.
softer, the playoffs, you think?
Maybe.
We'll see. I think Eichel and Marner is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I think he's probably going to still have probably similar type of production, probably around 90, 100-point range, assuming he stays healthy. But I'm just curious to see, does Marner's playoff game improved with Vegas? Was it really a Leafs thing with him, or was it a Mitch Marner thing? We're finally going to have that question answered.
Yeah. Look, I think with him, it was always the comparison to Austin Matthews. This goes all the way back to when they were rookies and the Schedule B bonuses and Austin getting those and Mitch being told that we don't give those out, and then it was the second contract and he wanted as much as Austin, and I still think he wants as much as Austin. With this deal at the 12 times 8, you could argue that it's the 8 times 14 or 13 and a half that is the same in Toronto, right? This is that same deal almost, even though it's not.
Yeah, well,
I just think, Tavares took a discount.
$4 million, something like that.
If you notice the discourse about about John Tavares lately, people love him for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's from there, too. Yeah.
And he's from there, too.
Yeah.
And Matthew Nyes, people are...
7.75, that's a good contract for
that's
Nyes.
a very good
Great
contract.
contract.
I would have thought at
It's
least
gonna
$8
age
million.
very well.
Yeah.
And people love him for that. You know what I mean? If Mitch Marner, I understand that, this is leaving
You don't think they
$20
took
million
those
on the table.
discounts knowing this was coming, though, kind of,
If
with
Mitch Marner
Marner?
took 8 times 10
Yeah.
with the Leafs, or 8 times 9.5,
Yeah.
but they would love him forever. You
Yeah,
know
he
that?
was never going to do that. It's funny, even $12 billion, it's I remember, do you think this was even a little lower than we expected the Marner contract to be? Yeah. Like you said, Vegas versus Canada, so I'm sure we'll be making more on that anyway. It's probably, like you said, probably closer to 13
Because
if we were in
isn't
Toronto.
Vegas a no
It is.
income?
Yeah, of course.
Well, there you go. Just like Florida, so I'm sure we'll get that argument
Yeah.
up again. So maybe they're just two well-run franchises that players want to go play for, where there's no pressure and the teams are always there and always cup contenders. Maybe that's why they want to go there. I don't think it's just the taxes, but that's definitely a factor. Yeah.
Guys aren't going to turn down the money. You always see fans is he going to do a team-friendly deal? And for the stars, for the most part, they don't. The guys take the money.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of what you're going to
Exactly.
see in most cases.
No, you get it very rarely. Guys like Crosby and Ovechkin who signed at longer terms, but for shorter caps than they probably should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully that's Connor Bedard. Hopefully.
I hope so, man.
Fingers crossed.
I think Bedsy, he strikes me as kind of a loyal guy, maybe willing to take a pay cut, to help the team improve, right? Have more money to go around. So we'll see. The Hawks have plenty of cap space, though. So I don't know. I think he knows he's this team, so he has plenty of leverage there. Yeah.
I have maybe a couple more Mitch Marner thoughts, but one of them that we can tie into CHR. Do we ever think the Blackhawks were really in on this?
I feel like not I would say not leading up to it. I feel like they maybe had thoughts of it throughout the season, but I'd say as they approach this free agency window, I think the end of the season changed a lot. I think when you saw these young prospects come in and look pretty solid, like I think that probably changed their tune a bit, where it's like next year's more about, development and kind of leaving these spots open for the kids, right? Why put $14 million, $13 million in Mitch Marner right now when we're going to be signing a lot of these guys like the Bedsy and Nazars, et cetera, next summer. And that's going to be a big year for free agency as well. So if you look at last year, right, Davidson spent a lot of money in free agency kind of on these mid players. And I don't think he really wanted to go along that route again, right? I think he was probably planning being quieter off season. So I don't know if that was the plan all year, but I think I'd say since maybe the last month or so leading to free agency, it's definitely, for everything I've read from, Blackhawks insiders like Powers and Laz, I'm not surprised that we're seeing a quieter free agency from Kyle Davidson. Yeah.
This really reminds me of the approach that Ken Hughes has taken with the Montreal Canadiens, just because the fact that they're signing all their guys long term, and then they decide to make the big move, the Noah Dobson at the draft, signing him to 9.5. Getting your stars locked up long term first.
We're a year behind they are.
Yeah, a year or two probably behind it. Absolutely. But that's what I envision the Hawks doing. Signing Nazar and Bedard, Renzel, Levshinov, all these guys to longer-term contracts, and then next season you can try and make your big move.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think it's good that the move, we did not get in on Marner, because if that happens, it's going to be a lot more than 12. Because
we have to overpay probably 13,
way
14 million.
and then you might handicap yourself for what you can do, with the guys
down the line.
You do want to pay down the line, and you just don't want to create a mess.
Yeah, because that is a contract I like to pay an Elmar before him next year. That's a contract that when Bedsy's in his extension talks that he would look at and probably use as a baseline. So not that Bedsy's worth Marner right now, but you don't know down the line how that could change. So he is the face of this franchise. So that is something where it's like if you're staying these guys next summer, then you're bringing free agents. I think it's probably a smoother process. So, yeah. Exactly. And more money to go around. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think with this year, I think Kyle knew it, where it's like if you're signing a guy like Marner, it's like you're assuming that this team is contending for the playoffs next year, but it's I don't think he envisions this team in playoff contention next year, right? I think the way he's kind of designed this team with all the draft picks and all that, and the prospects coming in, yada yada. I feel like it seems all geared towards 26, 27 being kind of the year where you start to make that push. I hate to break it to Hawks fans. I know it's tough being patient throughout this process, but I think we're going to have to go through one more year of basement dwelling.
And especially with a better free agent class next year.
Better free agent class, better draft class too. I know people don't want to hear. I'm just prepare yourselves. That's all I'm saying. Prepare yourselves. Keep your expectations in check. Considering the fact that we're not going to do much this summer, it's going to be a very young team. Just keep the expectations in check next year. That's all. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna probably get off the mic here. We have Natalie here, so I'm gonna let her get in here. I just want to say a few things. One, as far as free agency goes today, I'm pretty interested about where Brock Besser ends up. If that,
I feel like the Oilers seem to be the leader.
Could you imagine if the Edmonton Oilers get Brock Besser?
That's a good move for them. That's exactly what they need.
That guy's got 30 goals all written all over him. I wouldn't mind the Leafs.
I think with the Oilers, he's 40 goals plus at McDavid and Draisaitl. Yeah.
So that's a very interesting one to me for sure. Charlie, welcome to the show. We are really truly. This is I said it off air, but we are really truly. This is the definition of trial by fire. Is your first day being free agency?
You're doing a good job so far.
Doing a good job. We're crushing it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get Natalie and Mike. I'm gonna go move some stuff and take care of some stuff and. Everybody, we don't say this normally on a show, but this is sort of more of a stream show hybrid here. Like the stream right now, if you guys are watching and listening with us through free agency, if you are spending your free agency with us, we don't do Tuesday shows, but remember today and tomorrow's the last show of the season. So be on the lookout for that. That will be a lot of fun. But thank you all for everything this season. I will be on tomorrow's show as well, and that will be good. But the summer's going to be, we have a lot of content planned, and but Brock Besser to the Leafs, and welcome Charlie once again. Let's get Natalie in here.
Let's go, Natalie. Welcome to the show.
All right. I guess, while we're doing the transition here, we got a little bit of breaking news. William Eklund has signed a 3-year, $5.6 AAV contract extension with the San Jose Sharks.
That's a deal where it's like you sign a shorter-term deal and the thought that throughout those 3 years you're gonna. I mean, Eklund's been a good player for the Sharks, around 60
He was
points.
very good last year.
If he can, up that production even more, be around a point per game, like he's gonna get an absolute bag 3 years down the line as the cap continues to go up. So that's a thing too. Where to take this back to Bedsy and Nazar, like it wouldn't shock me if those two don't sign like a 7-8 year deal and sign like a 3 to 4 year deal instead, where they really like a bridge deal, kind of like a Matthews type deal. They could really make the bank next go around. I hope they don't go that route. I hope they just sign long-term 7-8 year extensions. But it wouldn't shock me if they pulled a similar move as Eklund next summer.
All right, we got
or even now
potentially breaking news here.
Is it Besser in Vancouver?
Yeah, Besser to Vancouver. Yeah, Besser staying long-term in Vancouver.
Staying in Vancouver?
2 seconds after Tassos said that he was going to be a Leaf, he's staying in Vancouver.
Nice job, Tassos.
What happened?
See, you jinx everything, Tassos.
Tassos, what happened? Really? After all this time, he's staying in Vancouver. Do we know the details?
That's
Elliot Friedman
insane.
hearing that Brock Besser is returning to Vancouver.
I'm shocked by that.
Yeah.
I mean, all
very shocked, absolutely.
all signs towards him leaving there. Wow.
I mean, you saw it at the end of the year. Like he got, it was a pretty telltale sign when they had there was a jersey signed by the entire team that he brought home. That was pretty telltale. But I'm interested to see the cap hit because Vancouver, obviously extended Demko earlier today.
$8.5 million, right?
Yes, 8.5 for 3 years after this season.
As well as Connor Garland. What was
as
it,
well as
6
Connor
million?
Garland. What was that? 6 by 4?
Yeah, okay.
This
Or
one's
6 by
probably going to be
6
quite
actually.
a bit
6 by 6
as well
right.
because, incentivize him to stay there. I reckon he's going to get a bag here.
Yeah.
And how much salary is that going to take up with those 3 players?
Yeah, they've only got $7 million in cap right now. I thought it was kind of interesting that they're bringing all these guys in, and then they also.
So is that all going to Besser?
I have no idea. That's
It must be. Unless he's taking a
making a
pay
trade.
cut here, I don't know.
Points to consider.
Might be
Yeah,
making it.
I think the big thing is they also brought in Evander Kane, which is a $5.125
What is
million
Vancouver
cap hit.
doing? What is the plan there? I
have
don't.
no idea
do
what
they,
they're
do
doing.
they think this is like some playoff team that they can run back next year? It's not good enough, man. I don't know what they're trying to.
All right,
Yeah.
Vancouver gets Besser done. 7 years, $7.25
Yeah,
million.
that's just the rest of their salary cap,
Yeah.
right?
Every last penny goes to Besser.
Wow. Okay, so Vancouver has no more money left to spend. They're at the cap.
They've got nothing.
Good job, Vancouver.
Yeah, we got insider Tassos here.
But at the same time,
Brock Besser is gonna get Quinn Hughes to stay there. Yeah,
Ooh, Marner wearing
I'm sure
number,
he won't leave to go play with his brothers in New Jersey.
number 93 for Marner. in
he
Vegas.
brings back his
Ugh.
London Knights number. I love it.
Yeah.
Insider Charlie here, from the Vegas Golden Knights. Mitch Marner will be wearing number 93 in Vegas. He thinks he's Alex DeBrincat. So there you go for Mitchy Mitch. And speaking of numbers, I think we brought this up last show, but by the way, the 95 Roger McQueen number in Anaheim,
So nails.
and so nails. I just got to bring that up again.
Yes.
90s numbers are the best. Yeah.
So I guess my new question is circling back to the Vancouver Canucks. What do they do here?
What do they do here?
What do they do to get rid of a little bit of cap? Because right now they're over the salary cap.
Oh,
this
for like
reported
when they
number
have to,
is right.
if they want to keep Quinn Hughes around, right? Yeah, they got to
not
find some
only,
money. How much money's coming off the books next year?
Next year they've got Teddy Bluger at 1.8, Miami Redhawk legend Kiefer Sherwood at 1.5, Evander Kane at 5.125, Derek Forbort at 2. And that's all the big UFAs.
And how long does Quinn Hughes' contract go?
Quinn Hughes has another year after this one at 7.85.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's a question down the line, but a lot of the reports, it seems like it's inevitable there. We'll see. Maybe these moves will be enough to incentivize him to stay. But me personally, I'm not moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he's just that tight with Besser, but.
Yeah.
A lot of it depends
it's another American up there.
depends on how they perform these next 2 years, right?
Yeah.
If they can get back to the playoffs, right? But I don't think this is a team that's going to be able to do that.
Another big extension that we didn't talk about, we talked about this a little bit off air. Logan Stankoven going back to the Carolina Hurricanes, 8 years, $6 million.
Yeah, no, that's a good deal for Carolina. Stankoven definitely got Dallas. I mean, it's tough to lose a guy like that, but I think it was worth it for them. But yeah, Stankoven, really good fit in Carolina, I'd say.
Yes. Very
when he was
underrated
acquired at the
forward.
deadline this year. Really solid in the playoffs. Had some good chemistry with Blackhawks legend Taylor Hall. So
Yeah.
to lock that guy up, I'm probably a second line player for $6 million. Putting up 50, 60 points a year, maybe more than that. Like that's pretty good. That's pretty good value, I'd say, to get that done now and for the long term. A lot of teams getting these long term deals done while they can, like you said, the CBA coming in. So, but yeah, that's a good move for Carolina. That guy plays a lot bigger than he is. 5'7", whatever he is crazy.
Yeah, they also, it doesn't kick in until after this season.
So
that's
that's
another
really
big thing,
8
too.
years. So like if my math is correct, 2033 for
2034. He will become a
2034.
UFA.
Wow, my math was never good, but that's a long time down the line. Yeah, so Stankoven's basically a hurricane for potentially the rest of his career. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least until he's in his 30s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The prime of his career, I should say. Yeah, good for them. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I really wanted the Hawks to try and go after him somehow. I don't know if it
you're a
would've
big
worked.
stink guy.
That big Stankoven guy because
Yeah.
of what he did with Connor Bedard at the World
The World
Juniors.
Juniors.
Yes.
It was him, Stankoven, and Dylan Gunther, I believe, was the line. They were absolutely ridiculous in that 2023 Canadian
I
World
think
Junior team.
he swapped in. It was Gunther and Joshua Waugh as well.
Right, yeah.
Joshua Waugh with the Montreal Canadiens. I keep bringing up the Canadiens.
You're a big Canadians guy. I don't know if I like
am.
that.
You know, I'm very one of
They're
the
the original six. They're supposed to be our ops.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the rare ones on here. I know that people don't like Habs Twitter, but
Oh, gosh! Don't even bring up Habs
Habs
Twitter.
Twitter.
Oh my goodness gracious! If I have to hear one more thing about Levshinov and Demidov, I'm gonna walk out that window.
Right.
yeah, here's the big thing. I grew up on Habs Instagram. I didn't grow up on Habs Twitter.
Right.
Two
God,
completely
that's even
different
worse,
Wild
Loki.
Wests. I mean, it's a huge comparison. I mean, you're just hanging around the wrong people, Matt. That's pretty much it.
Dang.
Well, if Besser gone, man, not to bring it back to him, but like Nikolai Ehlers is like that's like the top dog left now. I mean, I think he kind of already was, but I'm curious to see, where this leads to him, where he goes, because that's the big piece left on the table here, and wonder if Kyle is going to be in the action. Probably not. Yeah. Bedsy, get ready to learn Ryan Donato, Ilya Mikheyev line mates again, buddy. That'll be fun. Maybe Sam Lafferty, Andre Burakovsky. Those are the flanks for Bedsy next year. Kyle's cooking, guys.
Oh, I mean, not to bring it back up to the Habs, but Jonathan Drouin.
That's an option,
I've been
right?
talking about this guy for, I mean, it feels like the last 4 months now, at least the last 2 weeks on the podcast. I was kind of ridiculed last week for talking about him, but I feel like he would be a perfect fit next to 98 as a short-term guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a low-risk, high-yield investment.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You retain half his cap at the trade deadline and
Yeah.
get like a fourth round back?
The Avs have definitely, I say the Avs. I think Nathan McKinnon has definitely resurrected his career in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously, those two had a ton of chemistry with the Halifax Mooseheads in the Q. Duran actually put up better stats than he did, but in juniors. But obviously, an NHL career has been up and down as we gone the way he went. You probably would have liked a lot of injuries and personal issues, things like that. But the last couple of years, his production's gone up. 30 years old, so about the prime of his career.
Yeah.
He would probably wouldn't. A guy like that probably wouldn't get a bag. I think he was out for. No problem with him is injuries. I think he was out half the year last year. But I want to say, 37 and 43 last year in terms of point production.
Yeah, 0.86 points per game, according to Puckpedia, amongst the UFAs that are still available. The second highest points per game.
It's not bad.
Very good. I think he can get very good value.
To be fair, though, that was with a lot of that probably came from that Avalanche power play. So like, what would his production be like in the Hawks? So he probably would play in he'd probably be in the opposite flank. I imagine Donato, Bedsy, and then he'd probably be the other flank there.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that production would look like. If he could stay healthy, he could probably around 60 maybe. I don't know.
Hopefully. I mean, you look for.
It's not a bad option because that's the one thing I look at. Like I feel like this roster is kind of it's overbooked in a way because I feel like there's so many pieces, but I do feel like there is a bit of a hole in that top line. It'd be nice if we could fill that somehow. If it's not Ehlers, Duran, I'm not expecting it. I think I just have a feeling we're done. I have a feeling we're not really going to make any moves today or this free agency cycle. Any big ones, I should say, outside of Sam Lafferty was obviously a huge move, but
massive.
We just have so many spots, man. Like we already have probably more spots than we need in that forward core. The D core is crowded as hell with all those under 23 defensemen. So
one of them's got to get moved. It's not if, but when.
Yeah. So honestly, I think for Bedsy, like having a better season, like a lot of it's kind of going to be on him. Like I don't think he's going to get much help. Like the team's going to look pretty similar in the forward core. I would say the one thing, though, is he's going to have a lot of those guys he had at the end of the season last year are going to be on the team full time. A lot of those younger Blackhawks you saw in March, April. So I think that should help him. And I don't know if you guys have been listening, but like apparently his offseason's going pretty well so far. I think Frank Saravalli spoke on 670 the score yesterday, I want to say.
I did listen to that for a little bit,
He's changed up a lot of his routines. He's getting a lot quicker. He's kind of getting rid of some bad habits. So
interesting stuff here, you guys. I don't know if you already talked about this, but it's coming up. Corey Perry's on the move.
Blackhawks legend Corey Perry.
Kings, right?
Do we know where?
The Kings.
The Kings?
Everybody's saying sound by Bob McKenzie sounds like Kings are finalizing a deal for Corey Perry.
Well, he's finally not going to lose in the Cup final.
Well, I mean,
Maybe the Oilers have a chance now.
Right?
Well, I just find it funny that the team that they've been beating up on the first round, he's going to them. That's pretty amusing. So now the Kings are finally going to beat the Oilers, right? That's what they need. They needed Corey Perry. So Mr. 0-5 in the Cup final since 2020. We'll see how that goes over there in LA. Maybe we'll make it 0-6 now. But
that'd be pretty funny.
Interesting stuff.
I think it would be pretty funny if LA went to the Cup final this year. Place your futures now.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, I just think it's super interesting that Perry's looking to LA. I mean, LA is a team on the rise, absolutely. I really like what LA's been doing, even though they've lost 4 straight years to the Edmonton
You love what
Oilers.
they've been doing, though. Yeah, losing 4 straight years in the first
I think
round.
what they're doing there, especially if they somehow retain Gavrikov, I think they could be a team to watch out for this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, they got to get
absolutely.
past the Oilers, so maybe Corey Perry will be the piece they need. I can't believe this guy is still playing, man. 40 years old, like, when
Hey,
when are you
let him
gonna? I mean,
vibe.
you can tear whatever you want, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's young at heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Must have drank a fountain of youth or something. So
Yeah, 40 years young, not 40 years old.
how is this production going to look like? Not feeding off of biscuits from McDavid and Drysdale on the power play. That's what I wonder.
I mean, now it's Quentin Byfield and Adrian Kempe.
Yeah,
Kevin
I
Fiala.
don't think he's going to be producing as much with Kempe and Byfield
Yeah,
as
there's a little bit of
McDavid
a-
and Drysdale. Yeah.
Just a little bit of a drop off, yeah. But I mean, still, if he can be serviceable, especially when it comes to playoffs, why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
he showed that this year.
Yeah, he absolutely did
he
show
had
that
some
this
huge
year.
goals for them in the
He did.
playoffs,
In the Cup final,
final,
yeah.
in the final.
LA could use a guy like that come playoff time. So we'll see how that goes. It's a low risk move. A guy with experience, right? Especially in the playoffs. Could come in handy for them. This happened yesterday, but I do think we should talk about it a bit. The Brad Marchand extension in Florida.
Yeah.
For 6 years, by the way. So he's 37 years old. That contract's can end when he's 43. Surely there's no way he plays the entirety of these 6 years, or is just going to Yager this? What's the play there?
Chara it, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. But, no, good for Florida, man. It's funny. Everybody was saying one of Marchand, Ben and Ekblad were probably going to be on the move, and they kept all of them. So
Bill Zito with the hat trick right there. Good for him.
that's crazy that they've been able to keep that core intact, and really they're not going to be really losing anybody major. So,
Yeah.
major. So that's a couple of depth guys. That's pretty crazy, man. No, good for Florida, man.
Plus, they got future Hall of Famer from our 7th round pick, probably.
Right, exactly.
Like,
So you know that
lock him
exactly.
in for a 4-peat.
That's the way it's going to work. So you think they're probably the favorites for the 3P next year for the Cup. So wonderful. Yeah, hopefully not. I don't want to be comparing these guys to our Dynasty Hawks, but we've already
Lots of
seen it.
stuff.
Sources telling Frank Saravalli that Joel Armia will be joining the LA Kings along with Corey Perry.
Joel Armia and Corey Perry, so they're just bringing aboard the 2021 Habs. So.
Yeah, exactly. Not to bring it back to the Habs, but I mean,
Oh, God, now you're making me do this. Now you're making me bring up the Habs.
I'm infiltrating everything. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
If
Well,
they
yeah.
did it to me, they're gonna have to do it to you too. So
Fair enough. Yeah, another depth guy there. Solid bottom 6 player. So
Yeah.
could play on your PK, whatever. The Kings always have pretty good special teams.
it's just
so.
they gotta have
That's
consistency.
such an LA
that's
King.
it.
That's such an LA King. Yoel
Yeah.
Armia, just a solid, just a solid depth guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much to say about Yoel Armia.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but Flyers, Mammoth, Rangers, and Islanders are the favorites to get Shabanov out of Russia.
Shabanov,
on a 1
huh.
year.
Interesting.
24
Okay.
years old, point per game last year.
Is this
in
the next
Russia.
Artemi Panarin?
So,
Who knows?
yeah.
Maybe Kyle should get on the action there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know really too much about Maxim Shabanov. I was too busy watching Roman Cancer.
Exactly.
busy
That's
watching
the
Roman
only
Cancer.
Russian I've really been keeping tabs on over there in the KHL.
Yeah. So I just think it's super interesting. I need to read up on this guy right now. Obviously, as Charlie said, over a point per game for
Wow.
Tractor Chelyabinsk in the KHL, which is very, very impressive. Had 20 points in 21 playoff games last year. So I would say
24 years old, around the same age Panarin was, similar production. Not saying he's going to be in Panarin, but I mean, I could see what they're going for there, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
A little bit of an undersized body, 5'8", 157, but
to be over a point per game in the KHL, like that's
very
that's
impressive.
the second best league in hockey after the NHL. I would rate it ahead of the AHL.
And especially with it's more of a defensive league as well.
Right.
From what
yeah.
I've seen.
So you don't see a lot of crazy offensive stats there. So.
Yeah, it looks like Philadelphia's getting a new goalie too.
Oh, Dan Vladar, Flames backup, 2-year contract. Dan Vladar has just solved the Flyers' goaltending woes. Like he's going to go in and say, that's the best you could do, Philadelphia. I mean, to be fair, Allen was just extended in New Jersey, so there's not really a ton of good goalies available in this free agent market. So, solid backup, but they still kind of lack a true starter. Because what is it? It's
Samuel Ersson.
Sam Ersson and Fedotov. And
I mean, it's hard to.
Is there another guy there too?
Worse than that last year. So they're just making a move. We'll see how it goes.
A little bit better, right? So that's a fringe starter type guy.
He is a goalie.
He's a goalie,
He's
right?
a goalie. They need a goalie.
Yeah, they've just had a bunch of unproven foreign netminders ever since he who must not be named. We won't go down that road.
No,
but,
we don't have to.
But yeah, the Flyers. I'd say that's really the big hole in the lap is goaltending. Otherwise, I think they have a pretty bright future and should be a lot better next year for sure.
Yeah,
bringing aboard Zegras
and especially with the draft. I talked about this last
good draft
week.
for them.
Very good draft for them outside of Nesbitt.
I can't believe Porter Martone. I still can't believe he dropped a 6. I'm still mad about that. Higgins too. The Bauer Hockey released a video yesterday of him and Patrick Kane. They were kind of gassing it up. So I was like, really, you got to tease us what we can't have. But anyway, Anton Frundell was him. Yeah.
Martone's going to be a star in Philly, I think.
Yeah, I think
he just fits Philly.
that'll be
I
great
think
for
both
them.
him and Haggins, just the BC guy in Boston. That's gonna be a good connection there. Some other what other stuff happened yesterday that we didn't get to yet. We could expand on Patrick Kane here. Obviously, not shocked that he extended Detroit. We all kind of saw that coming. I know there were some insiders who maybe were kind of the longer he was waiting until July 1st, maybe there's some speculation it could change. But I believe he signed actually free agency Eve last year too. So $3 million, a little less than the $4 million last year, but a bunch of bonuses in there. So
I think it can go up just like Tays up
to
to
$7
$7
million.
million.
Yeah, if they both make the Cup final next year. So Patrick Kane, Jonathan Tays, Cup final, we will be there.
Absolute cinema.
I can't wait to watch those guys play each other.
I'd be so torn apart. I wouldn't know who to cheer for.
I'd say
I'm
probably
going.
Taser, just because I'd rather see the Jets win a cup than the Red Wings. So
Again,
Totally
it's
agree.
historical rival versus division rival.
I know the Jets are interdivision, but I don't really consider them a rival. They're the
they're not.
Winnipeg Jets. I don't know.
They're not St. Louis. They're not Nashville. They're not
No, it's
Minnesota.
the Jets. Whatever. The Red Wings, even though they're in the different conference, I still consider them a rival. Maybe not the same way that they used to, but no, good for the Red Wings. Get Patrick Kane locked up, and I'm still not moved by that team. Even with Gibson, they're just the definition of mid. So I hope they can get back in the playoffs, but I'm not betting on it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have some moves up their sleeve today. I feel like they got to do something else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They also bought out Tarasenko yesterday, so we'll see what's next on the agenda there. Yeah.
I see Spit and Chicklets has taken my cup final futures joke with the LA Kings, so thanks a lot, Spit and Chicklets.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry they stole your flow there.
Hey, I did it first.
They copied my whole flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
Yeah,
Man, it feels bad, man.
Hey, but you know what? I did it first, so.
You did, yeah. Little random segue here while we wait for more news to come in. I want to ask a question to all of you, a Blackhawks-related question, a TPD question. What happened on this day in Blackhawks history?
Marian Hossa.
Dang it! How'd you know?
Because it's Marian Hossa.
Right.
I love Marian
Because we have to
Hossa.
be chronically online.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, I loved Hossa. One of my most vivid memories was watching him get absolutely railed on the ice.
Oh, that's a
And-
great
and-
memory to
and
look
I
at.
By
remember-
the fucking Torres.
I remember I was
That guy.
I think I was younger, and I was
Well, you
hiding-
were younger. It was 13 years ago.
Exactly. I just can't remember how old I was.
Yeah.
But I remember hiding behind a wall because I was so scared. I'm like, get up, get up. I was crying.
that was the worst.
It was so bad, so traumatic as a kid. But Hossa is the man. I went to his I don't think it was his banner raising, but
Oh, the game where they like recognized him for the 1-day contract.
Yeah, I went to that game and it was so much fun. And I went to the pregame like conference with him, and it was really good
cool,
to have like him back. And I saw Taves' last game. That's another thing I went to.
Oh, you saw that?
I went. Yeah.
Did he score in that game, right?
Huh?
Did he score in that
He
game?
did.
Yeah,
He did.
He
Yeah.
almost
Really,
scored the
yeah.
OT
The overtime
winner on a breakaway.
shorthand,
I'm glad he didn't, because if he did score on that breakaway, Connor Bedard would not be Blackhawk
That's
right
right.
now.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
thank you, Johnny, for your
Yeah, that
sacrifice.
was a
Yeah.
great way to end it for
No,
him.
because
That was cool.
there's a picture of me on my phone. I'll do it later, or I'll show you guys later. It is, they like had the thank you Taves like things to write, like a message on.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote on there, Bedsy is coming. And I don't
Look at that, huh?
Pause.
I know. Pause.
Yeah, pause. Please
But-
tell me you have a picture of that thing.
I do.
That's awesome.
I do. I think I might still have it.
Yeah.
Like, I have all my signs that I made from games, but
I'm sure you love that, seeing his goodbye message being Betsy is
Betsy's
coming to
coming.
take your place. I love that. That's really cool.
no,
That's
yeah. I love the UC. It's a great atmosphere. Super excited to go back, but
I can't wait for us all to be there next year.
Right.
Should have like a
Right.
CHR like watch party or something.
It's gonna be great.
They should hook us up with like our own box. Like,
that'd be
uh,
super
Absolute
cool.
Cinema.
yeah, I think we deserve that. Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna pose the question, circling back to Marian Hossa. I'll start with
Greatest free agent signing in Chicago Blackhawks history.
yes.
If that's your question.
Yes. No, that wasn't my question. But I'll start with Charlie. Your favorite Marian Hossa moment?
Oh,
Favorite Hossa moment.
oh boy.
That's like. Let me
I know
dig-
mine.
Dig
I mean,
deep here.
yeah, I know mine. Yeah.
Dig deep here.
Want me to go first? What do you think?
Yeah, I gotta think now.
I think it's gotta be his Nashville OT winner in 2010.
Damn it, you took mine.
Set up by Patrick.
Exactly.
Patrick
That
Kane's
was on the list.
only
That
shorthanded
was on
goal of
the
his
list.
career right before that tied the game up.
Yeah.
That little cell he did that Lucas Raymond copied a year ago. I'd say that was like that moment where it's like he kind of arrived as a Blackhawk,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Was that the series winner?
That was. It was game 5, so it put him up 3-2.
But like it basically effectively won us the series. Like from that point on, the momentum was in our side. Because I remember that was a pretty tough start to that series, and it took him a while to get going. Like I want to say he had a decent like goal drought or something like, and that from that point on, he was just dominant. Hawk sweater, and probably the most the last piece of the puzzle, I'd say, the power forward we were missing in 09, and after losing 2 consecutive cups right in 08-09, the wrong side in 2010, third time's a charm. You list a cup with the Hawks, wins 2 more after that to make up for 08-09. Wins 3 cups. Hossa, definitely a top Blackhawk in
So
history.
before I get to my
We
moment,
have
we're gonna
breaking
have
news.
Oh, no.
Natalie break some news here.
You can do it.
Vladislav Gavrikov is going to the Rangers. 7 by 7.
Really?
Yes.
What happened to that guy? I thought you were. So you still think the Kings are big contenders next year?
I
What
might
happened
have to
there?
I might have to work back.
What's the details here? What are they getting back?
No, he was a free agent signing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
my
it's
bad. Yeah. Okay.
7 by 7 with the New York Rangers.
7 by 7 for Gavrikov. Definitely came on strong this past season. Man, these defensemen are getting just absolute bags this summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of D-men. It's the summer of defensemen.
Yes.
No, good. I mean, good for the Rangers. Good move. I don't know if they're gonna get back to the playoffs next year, but this is a move that definitely helps them out
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
That's a minute muncher right there in your back end, right? Top pair guy, maybe with Adam Fox potentially.
Yeah, I think that-
worst case second pair. Like I definitely need another piece back there on that D-core. So good for them to get that done. The Rangers are always going to spend big at free agency. That's a team that throws a lot of money to solve their problems. So
like Artemi Panarin, for example.
right.
Yeah.
So I still don't know if that core there is good enough, but you'd have to think they're due for at least somewhat of a bounce back. They could probably maybe get back to the Yoss. I don't know if I consider them a true contender, but nice move for them.
Yeah, definitely a good move for them. Definitely a good piece for their back end. Now it's just, do they move on from Keandre Miller now?
That tells me that's a move that he's probably gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that tells me. The question then becomes, where does Keandre Miller land? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's tough though, because I know he's had his moments, but it's a promising young defenseman right there.
Yeah,
That's not a guy I would just give up on that easily.
You don't want to look silly in a few years.
Yeah,
for
like
giving
Gavrikov-
up a little too early, but
Right.
in the end, it's what you need to do now.
Yeah, Gavrikov helps him now, and the Rangers, to be fair, they feel like they feel like they're in win now mode. I mean, that's a franchise that doesn't really know how to develop young players, so they just signed a bunch of veterans, and it works out. So that's a team that's in cup, trying to salvage this closing window they have here. here and try to get something out of it. So I can understand the desperation there. So, but yeah, Gavrikov does make their team better today, but I don't know if it pushes them over the edge, to become a true cup contender. I just think that's a team that overachieved and came back crashing down to reality this past season. But
I think
we'll have a new coaching staff next year, right? I mean, we'll see if Sullivan can turn them around. So
I think definitely getting the new coach bump, and I definitely think being in a weaker Metro division, it gives them a better chance.
True. Well, that's the thing. The Metro is weak, but do you see this team going past, I don't know, the Florida and the like? I don't know.
No.
But Gavrikov, he was obviously a big part of that Kings blue line, for sure.
Yes.
Big part why there's been such a good defensive team the past few years. That's kind of been their identity. So, solid move for New York. Yeah,
all right. So let me circle back to what we were talking about before the Gavrikov news broke. Favorite Marian Hossa moment for me. You took mine, Justin, so I'm not going to expand on that. I'll come up with another one. I think
say it first or last.
Yeah, right.
Snooze, you lose.
Early bird gets the worm. So I think I'll go with his first game as a Blackhawk. He had a large, major shoulder surgery. Yeah, that's a tongue twister for some reason.
Yeah, he missed like 25 games that year, right?
He missed a while. He came back around American Thanksgiving, like late November, and he had 2 goals, including a shorthanded goal against San Jose. And it just proved to everyone, he was the guy that he's the missing link.
That was a big deal. I remember my dad, who wasn't really as much into hockey at the time. I've kind of gotten more into hockey. Like, it wasn't really one of his main sports growing up. But I came in, and my mom was always a big hockey fan, so it kind of made me a hockey fan. But I remember, I think he was working the day that they signed Marian Hossa, on this day 16 years ago. And a coworker came up to him, was like, "Damn, the Hawks just signed Marian Hossa." And he was like, "Pooh?" Because he didn't follow hockey as much. And he was like, "No, dude, this is a big deal." And it definitely aged really well. I mean, a lot of big free agent signings where you throw a lot. And that was a big deal. That was a huge contract. And there are definitely some question marks around that because the Hawks lost Havlat that offseason. I remember there were some fans that are like, "I don't know about that one," right? They were a leading producer the year before, right?
Breaking news.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about Andre Miller 2 minutes ago.
Carolina.
He has been sent to the Carolina Hurricanes.
Wow. Yeah. These Rangers love interrupting our Marian Hossa story.
Right?
Wow, Hurricanes. I like this. I like this for Carolina. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Miller, very promising young defenseman. I know he's had some of his issues defensively at times, but good, a lot of skill there, and I think a lot of runway for Andre Miller. And that strikes me as a guy I think that the Hurricanes can kind of mold. And that's a team. Look at that decor there, man.
Decor, Slavin, Nishishkin, who's coming in, Andre Miller on the left side. There's Sean Walker, who, in my opinion, has been a very solid defenseman,
Ghost
a solid
is still there, right?
second second pairing guy. Shane Gostisbehere, obviously.
Burns got to be gone, right?
Yeah, Brent Burns. I wouldn't be shocked.
That's got to be the Burns replacement.
I wouldn't be shocked if he retired.
Really? You think Chewbacca's done?
I mean, he's 40 years old. I get that Corey Perry just got a bag at 40, but I don't know. You look at everything with defensemen and how deteriorated their bodies get, especially compared to forwards. You look at yesterday with the Pietrangelo pseudo retirement.
By the way, I don't know if that was official yet yesterday, but that's just terrible news for Pietrangelo. You got to feel for him. A big hole in that Vegas blue line as well. But for a guy like that to have his career end prematurely and still not exactly sure what it was. So that's unfortunate for him, 2-time Cup champion. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, where were we going with this? Another piece of news: Connor Brown, 4 years, $3 million per to the New Jersey Devils.
Connor Brown to the Devils, the best Connor in hockey. Blockbuster.
He was with the Devils at one point, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I actually have this might be a silly idea, but how about a guy who's been on the Blackhawks trade boards is a defenseman back there, a veteran defenseman, Connor Murphy, right?
Yes.
I think you would say this Blackhawks team, you probably want at least one veteran defenseman in this team. Mm-hmm. Why not? How about we trade Connor Murphy? I really could care less what you get back in return. I'm just happy to get rid of Murphy for anything.
Mid-round draft pick or something.
Yeah,
like
and then you want one veteran on that blue line. How about one more season? Brent Burns can be our veteran defenseman, kind of
cool.
Molding these young defensemen. Yeah,
that'd be very cool.
Hope that also could be the next TJ Brody move right there. But I think Burns could still play. Maybe he can help with the power play while you guys like Renzel and Artie are he could show him how to do it. So I mean, he's up there. I mean, there's some risk to that move. He's up there in age, but I feel like there's a lot that he could kind of teach a lot of those young defense. I don't think this would happen, by the way. I do not think
we're just
that.
spitballing. We got a lot of time to kill.
I'm spitballing. If Burns doesn't retire, where does he go? I feel like there's makes some sense.
I think another big thing with Burns is he can be, that Pat Maroon level, like pseudo coach
right.
almost.
Yeah.
Where he's not too mad at being in the press box half this season, but he's helping Levshunov and Renzel and
he has to
hopefully
play every
Korchinski
night,
get
right? He
better.
could kind of be the seventh defenseman and kind of teach these guys. The reason I bring that up is a little bit Blackhawks news. Brent Seabrook was actually hired by the Calgary Flames yesterday as a player development coach. He's been coaching in junior hockey the last few years, I think World Juniors as well. And my question is just why would the Hawks not be on that? I mean, like that's a guy where it's like I feel like he would have been perfect to help mold a lot of our young defensemen, the Ardys, the Renzels, the Korchinskis, the Vlasics, yada yada. Like why the Hawks wouldn't think to bring a guy on like that is beyond me. Probably because he's a part of the 2010 Hawks. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably just still, even though it's a coaching role.
Which is
complete, removal from any of that.
Yeah, which is that's just crazy to me.
It
but
seems to be
nonsense.
KD's MO. He's not gonna.
Yeah,
he's not really gonna do
exactly.
Utter woke nonsense.
I agree. Utter woke nonsense. But no, good for the Flames. Good to see Seabrook. That's awesome. Good for him. I was just thinking about that because I do think that's something really important throughout this rebuild. I think this team's identity is going to be. I think if we're going to be winning Stanley Cups and the like, it's going to go through that decor. So I think that's just something that development of these guys you can't screw up. So do whatever you can to make sure that you can help assimilate that.
Yeah, especially getting rid of Kevin Dean also this offseason. Kevin Dean was very instrumental last season trying to help these guys as well, but.
Yeah, like he was probably one of the few solid coaches on that staff. So got to find a way to make up for that. Yeah.
Don't know how that's going to happen. Hopefully Blash Hill's the answer. But I mean, getting rid of Kevin Dean, that was pretty silly in my eyes.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, no, we'll see where they go from there. Yeah. So a little bit Blackhawks news here. Prospect news. We're getting your prospect talk in, Jack. Prospect talk time.
Yeah, there we go.
Jack Pridham, your boy. He was committed to Boston University, not anymore. He actually decommitted from Boston University yesterday. At least news of that broke yesterday.
So from what I had heard, he is decommitting to Boston University. He's going to sign with the Blackhawks at some point this offseason, and he's going to go back to the OHL with Kitchener.
Another year in junior hockey. You think that's better for him?
He really found his place at Kitchener last year. After that second half of the year, he had over a point per game. It just really seemed like he fit there.
Yeah, fair enough, but don't you think I just feel like college hockey, that's I think something to see how your game improves to the next level, right? I feel like a lot of these guys, it's you start off in junior hockey and then they're probably going to be transitioning to college level. I feel like that'd probably be better for his development, but especially at university like Boston University, are you kidding me?
Especially on a line
that would have been pretty good for him
with future Hobie Baker winner Sasha Boisvert.
Right, Boisvert's going to be going there. It's a guy he could be playing with. So I don't really get that, but. No, I mean, look, what's different for one player is different for the next, right?
Yeah.
So
a couple bits of depth free agent signings coming in here. Radek Faksa heading back to Dallas. We don't know contract terms yet.
Shell franchise mode legend. Always click with Radek Faksa. Yeah.
And the sheriff, Michael Pizzetta.
The sheriff.
Yeah, the sheriff. Yeah, that's that's
how many sheriffs are there?
This is the original sheriff.
One in every county.
So he's going from Montreal to Toronto. Montreal's beefing up Toronto's beefing up a little bit.
Well, Toronto does need to beef up a bit, man, if they ever want to win the playoffs. And I think this.
I think that saves the Marner loss, right?
Yeah, right.
Pizzetta, come on.
He's another local Toronto guy too. Yeah. So just swapping one local Toronto guy to another. Another bit of information here: Tanner Jeannot going to the Boston Bruins. 5 years, $3.4 million.
That's such a Boston Bruin, Tanner Jeannot. Yeah, that's going to save your team. At least they're making some depth signings here. It's a team that's in desperate need of depth. So that's actually a pretty solid term too. Actually, that's actually a pretty. The more I look at, that's actually a pretty good signing.
Tanner Jeannot, a part of the one of the biggest fleeces ever in terms of trades.
One of the oddest trades of all time when he was shipped off to Tampa and they just got all their draft picks pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
Let's find out the exact terms of what the Tanner Jeannot trade was. Just so I have it here.
That was a wild deal.
No, it was wild. So it was Tanner Jeannot from the Nashville Predators for Callan Foote, 2025 first, 2024 second, 2023 third, 2023 fourth, and a 2023 fifth. That's, I mean, basically an entire draft for Tanner Janelle.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. And it's still ridiculous 2 weeks later. Or 2 years later.
Yeah.
rather.
No, that is wild. I thought that Hagel trade was pretty insane. That one,
Right.
Yeah,
Tampa's
was he-
always like in these weird, like 2 years down the road moves that look just crazy.
they look crazy at the time, and then they end up aging pretty well. Maybe not that one, but the Hagel one has definitely aged
that
pretty
one.
pretty damn well. I will
Yeah,
say
Hagel
for
one's
them.
good.
So he's been a good fit there.
So Pizzetta, it has been announced $787,500 for 2 seasons.
Interesting. All right.
I
For
don't
the
know what the
Leafs.
math is because obviously we're not math guys here. I believe that's
Oh, I'm terrible. Yeah.
what would that be? 1.65 million total, I believe. No, that wouldn't be. What was the number? 787.5.
Okay. Well, that's the Mitch Marner replacement right there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely replaces production. I did like that trade they made for McKelly from Utah, Michelli.
775.
What is it?
It's $800K year 2, $775K in year 1 of the deal.
Okay.
Okay.
that would
So that makes your math a little easier.
1.675.
1.67.
There we go. All right. I was a little bit off. Or no,
1.575.
1.5. See, I don't know how to carry the one.
You can never forget to carry the one.
Yeah, right.
That's a big thing.
Golly.
Once they introduced carrying the math, it's like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. And then you get into letters, and oh god, you're screwed.
Yeah, no, the letters is what screwed it for me. Okay, so you think between him, McKelly, and Raw, that should replace Marner's 100-point production, right? That should do it.
And especially with
I'm
the,
mostly joking. It could. I don't know. They're moneyballing this. It's like, okay, we can't replace Mitch Marner, but we can recreate him. Have you guys seen Moneyball?
Yes. I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
that's a
Great movie.
legendary movie. I love that movie. Brad Pitt. Watched another Brad Pitt film, F1 movie over the week. I mentioned this yesterday, didn't I? I can never remember what I mentioned, what I haven't mentioned, but that
How
was
was
a
that movie?
Oh, fantastic!
I
I
heard it
highly
was- I
recommend
heard it
it.
was great.
You know,
Are you a big racing fan, motorsports
I'm not,
fan?
but I even heard people say like I was not into racing.
You don't have to be a
And
racing
I
guy.
love this movie.
Yeah, you don't
without
have to be a
knowing
racing guy to
anything.
like the movie, so I highly recommend it for sure. Natalie, you're a pretty big F1 fan, or are you an F1 person? Maybe I'm wrong.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, I mistake you for
I'm
somebody
not,
else.
I'm not saying,
My bad.
I'm not saying I don't like
Yeah.
it. It's just like I
But-
never watched
You like
it.
you like Verstappen? Nah.
Only because of your memes.
Oh, okay. There we go.
All
I'm
right,
just such
so
an
I guess if
influencer.
we're gonna, I mean, you've only got Raven here in the studio to talk about F1, but
We can get back to hockey. I
Yeah.
didn't mean that to be as much of a transgression.
No,
again,
it's
Yeah.
all right.
we gotta kill time
We're
somehow.
doing transitions between signings here. This is a different show day. It's more like live reacting to free agency moves, right? So that's kind of what we're doing here. So
Yeah, so-
there's less of a script and more a live reaction here.
Senators, Nick Cousins, 1 year.
Nick Cousins, Sanders,
Nick
1 year.
Cousins to the
Cousins,
Senators.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting one.
You like that? No relation, right? To
No.
okay,
I
no
don't think
relation.
so,
Yeah,
no.
I'm just joking. Yeah. What's the term there?
825K.
So
It's
very
pretty good
league
value for
minimum deal,
Cousins.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably slot him in on the fourth liner as a 13th forward, and for 825K to Ottawa, it brings a little bit of veteran leadership, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
former,
with them bringing back Giroux as well.
Yeah, that's a good move. Giroux going back there.
former
Yeah.
champion with the Florida Panthers, right? 2024, yeah.
Was that? No, I think he was there. Oh, wait.
Man, think of a different Cousins. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Nick Cousins. I thought you were talking about Claude Giroux.
Oh, my bad. No, I was thinking of Cousins. Yeah. Florida. They also extended Noshik, by the way, didn't they? I believe they just extended Noshik today. Yeah.
Yes. So Nick
Yeah.
Cousins was in fact a Stanley Cup.
There you go.
Yeah, he was a Stanley Cup champion.
Boom,
Cup
nailed it.
champion.
Yeah, there we go.
That's right.
That's what they need. That experience.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what they're missing.
Armia is getting $2.5 million for 2 years.
$2.5 million. Okay. I mean, if he can stay more consistent in the bottom six there in LA, I like the signing.
Yeah, he's a
that's
solid
pretty good
guy
value
who
for
kinda
them.
does everything. So.
Yeah. No, that's solid. Good stuff.
What else?
Blackhawks have done nothing.
I was gonna say I'm checking Ben Pope to make sure we haven't missed something from the Hawks.
All right. So the Blackhawks are. Well, I think Kyle Davidson's taking
Well,
his
we
mid-afternoon
want
nap.
to talk a little more about Sam Laferty. This is
Yeah.
crazy. So just to set the table here, right? We do acquire. I believe it was Davidson's. I want to say it was the first real move he made as general manager, right? Because obviously, I don't even think he was. I don't even think he was full-time general manager. I think he was
He
still.
was still the interim.
He still
It was
had
like
the
2
interim
weeks into
tag,
his
right?
tenure, yeah.
Obviously replaced Stan Bowman which obviously we're all thankful for that.
Yeah.
January 22, he acquires Sam Laferty from Pittsburgh, who at that point, a few games in the CHL, but hadn't really established himself as a full-time NHL player. Right? It's kind of a nothing move. I believe was it Nylander? I believe it was Alex
Yes,
Nylander.
it was one
who
for
traded
one.
him, right?
Alex Nylander and Sam Laferty getting spot for each other.
Yeah, who was a bust. Laferty becomes pretty solid bottom six piece for the Hawks. I mean, he put up pretty solid. I want to say 20-point production around.
The year before he got traded to, or the year while he got traded
Right.
to Toronto, 22-23.
And we get a first-round pick for him when we package him and McCabe to the Leafs,
Yeah, that
right?
was awesome.
That becomes Nestrasol. So
Yeah.
that could be a potential worst case bottom six, maybe top six potential there. Who knows?
So what happens
yeah.
now? You package him with another American defenseman,
Well,
Connor
yeah, it was-
Murphy, and get a first-round pick?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Why not spread the propaganda now?
Exactly, yeah. And then last summer, obviously, we acquired his rights from the Canucks after he was traded to Toronto, then goes to Vancouver, and then we acquire his rights from. I'm spinning in circles here trying to go through Sam Laferty's career here, but yeah, we acquired his rights last summer from Vancouver, but he was a UFA. He decided for some reason, this is one of the decisions of all time. Let's see, do I re-sign with the team that I've shown chemistry with less than a year ago? No, let's go sign with the Buffalo Sabres. That should work out great for me. And he 4 goals and 3 assists in 60 games this past season for Sam Laferty. So I guess this summer he's like, okay, we're not going to make that same mistake twice. So obviously KD trades for him again. A third time he's traded for Sam Laferty. So
third time's a charm, right?
I don't get me wrong. I like Sam Laferty, but it's like is that really the move that this team needed here? Like I feel
this
like
is the missing piece. Absolutely, this is 100% the missing
but like
piece.
we have so many depth forwards. Like where does he even fill in here? Like who does he?
It's just Kyle making a move because people have been saying
It feels like this is just Kyle. Oh, who's easy player that even I could acquire that Hawks fans like? Sam Laferty. He's probably not going to play every game. This is like, I don't know. This is a depth piece.
He's going to be a healthy scratch.
This is going to be a healthy scratch. Probably
30 to 40 games of the year.
Yeah, like he had guys. I know he had. Maybe the thought is he reestablishes kind of because he obviously he was a pretty good producer at the Hawks for that year or so. He was with the team, so maybe the thought is he kind of refines that kind of game. But I'd say he struggled a bit since then. So, who the hell is he bump out? Because I don't want to be playing Sam Laferty over the guys like Oliver Moore and guys like that, Ryan Green. Like I'd rather play our futures, not I like Sam Laferty, but it's like we have a lot of depth forwards. It's like I don't know.
We have young guys who we want to see in those spots rather than
exactly. So
Sam Laferty. Maybe
the thought is some of them might start the year in Rockford, right?
I would assume that Oliver Moore takes a similar track to Frank Nazar, where you start him off in Rockford and you play him in Rockford until he can't no more, until he proves that he's way too good for Rockford.
Because right now the third line is Slaggert, Moore, Burakovsky. So you're telling me that would be Slaggert, Lafferty, Burakovsky?
That's definitely a line of all time.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, because as I found out last night, Slaggert's on a one-way deal.
Okay.
So he has to be in the NHL this season.
Well, to bring this back to Natalie here, right now it's Foligno, Reichel, Mikheyev is the projected fourth line.
Hey,
Lafferty's a fourth liner.
Did you just say he's like Reichel, as in Reichel gonna be center?
Oh well, right now I don't think he should be.
Get him out, bro.
I'm just saying, that could be a precursor move where it's like they're going to make another move and he could be on the move, and maybe we see Foligno, Lafferty, Mikheyev fourth line.
I think there's a good chance.
Or Slaggert. I feel like Slaggert should probably be in the third line.
Stop.
You think he's gone? Let's see a debate. Let's see a debate.
No, I agree.
I know it's stand in the middle of these two.
I know it's not worth like a trade right now. Like, what's his value?
Absolutely nothing.
Exactly. So it's like it's in your benefit to keep him and see if there is any value left.
Oh, there isn't a debate. Never mind.
I mean,
okay.
But I do think they should move on from him.
I think he's gonna leave.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna leave, and this is why I'm petty and I'm like, let him leave so he could go be better elsewhere. Like the Hawks have no faith in him.
Yeah.
They're obviously not trying to do anything more with him. So like, let him go. And let him be the 50, 60 point player that he'll probably be in any other organization other than this, because it's like they have no faith in this kid. And he's not getting any better here. I'm sorry. He's not. So, why are we beating around like a dead horse? Just send him away. I understand he has little to no value, but, he needs to go somewhere else. I feel like he has enough talent to play in the NHL, but apparently not enough to be with the Blackhawks.
Yeah,
so
I agree
send him
with
elsewhere.
the talent.
Yeah.
I don't know
there's no
I don't know
question
where
of
he
talent.
went wrong with the Blackhawks. It's just not getting chances, not feeling confident a lot of
Yeah.
the time. So
Yeah.
a
It's confidence is a big
change of
thing with him.
scenery, and I wish him the best, and I hope he would, take off when he leaves the Blackhawks.
It's the
if
toughest
that
one
happens.
because he's the most obvious like Blackhawk future Blackhawk killer is gonna like thrive like in his new location, and then gonna be like to all those people who doubted him, especially you too. I'm sure. Told you so. Yeah, told you so.
I'm gonna die, you guys. It's gonna be so sad.
It'd be so funny if they ended up doing, a similar thing to what Seth Jones did in Florida, and it's just a "Thank you Blackhawks" chant at the Oilers Cup parade next year.
Well, the most unrealistic part of that is Oilers Cup parade. Yeah, we'll see about that one. Yeah, I think we got to keep McDavid, available there for next summer.
But yeah, Reichel on the Oilers. That'd be a
great fit for him. That'd be a great fit for him.
50-point year.
That would be
yeah.
so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Putting him with
40 to 50.
Yep.
Breaking news!
Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot.
San Jose has signed their big piece today. Colin White.
Wow.
Two-way deal, $775,000 if he stays in the NHL.
Colin White, future Macklin Celebrini line mate right there,
Yeah,
right?
Sharks are making the playoffs now.
Yep, Sharks are making a push. That's a Gavin McKenna signing right there. And that's so I will say I find it very interesting. Like you think the Hawks have a lot of cap space? I think the Hawks is what a little over 20 million.
Yeah, 20 million. Yeah.
The San Jose Sharks have like over $40 million in cap space.
44.1.
And what have they done?
Nothing.
Why aren't they doing anything? This team, I'm telling you, this team is intentionally. I'm gonna throw the word intentionally sucking. Like they were doing everything they can to finish last place again for the third consecutive season and lock up Gavin McKenna. That's exactly what they're doing. I'm put the tinfoil hat on. I don't care. Like that team, I swear to God, they have some tricks up their sleeve over there.
So mad. Like honestly, like I look at the Sharks and I'm like,
Are they even at
Fuck that
Are they
team.
even at the cap floor right now?
Yeah, like no, they're not.
$25 million
They
between
just
the
bought
cap
out
floor.
Orchid Ward Vlasic.
Like, I wonder what they'll do.
They gotta do something.
Yeah.
Like,
So, I mean, the thing that I usually do in my NHL franchise is because I do the similar thing.
Because it's realistic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely realistic. So I've got, $30 million in cap space after I signed, Bedard to his 9.8, Nazar to $4 million by 8 years, something like that, because Chell is so unrealistic.
Yeah.
I signed the oldest player to a max deal.
And then he'll just retire.
Yeah, he'll just, you shove him in the AHL, it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I mean,
so Mike Greer's big brain in this.
Yeah, Mike Greer's going to sign
so
Artem
Brent Burns
Anisimov
to the Sharks is what you're saying.
You
Brett
never
Burns
know.
reunion.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they have no defense there, so
Brett
actually, that wouldn't be crazy to
That
say.
wouldn't be
Actually,
awful,
I
yeah.
will say, yeah, they literally have no defense.
Yeah, Brent Burns for a $20 million deal. Stick him in the AHL to be a pseudo coach. I mean, that'd be
beautiful.
pretty nice retirement package for him.
Yeah. Surely they gotta do something. Yeah, we'll see if they do. Scott Powers. This is relation to Sam Laferty. There's a good chance that is all the Blackhawks do today. We'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we
Shocking.
said that. Like again, I wouldn't expect any. Mike. Whoops! I just
Nice.
smashed my phone. We're all adjusting the new studio here. It's kind of trippy, but it's a nice place here. Very
nice place,
tremendous.
yeah.
But yeah,
Got the graveyard behind us.
yeah,
Oh.
that's the graves of all the CHR doubters. Yeah. That's the graves of our competition.
All the people waiting for Kyle Davidson to make this a competitive team.
Yeah, that'll be us by the time we get out of this rebuild. That's we're the graveyard. Yeah, it'll happen, guys. Only one more year of tanking, right? Only one more year, and then next year we'll be saying the same thing. One more year, and only one more prospect batch. Oh wait, actually we need another one.
Yeah.
We've had 11 first-round picks the last 4 years. Just
Yeah, it
saying.
was so many that they couldn't even fit Mason West on the graphic.
Oh, what the hell was that, by the way? The CHSN graphic? That's disgraceful. How could you just leave out Mason West?
It's
I mean,
CHSN.
I think they're saving him for a Bears post.
Right.
Quarterback.
Right. Exactly.
Breaking news: the Chicago Blackhawks have traded Mason West to the Chicago Bears for anything.
Yeah.
Do the Bears have anybody who played hockey? Do they have the reverse Mason West?
Caleb Williams, you're coming and learning hockey.
I would say, have you guys? I've been kind of looking more into Mason West. My goodness, this guy is. What an interesting story, this guy. The tape he has
So
over there on
interesting.
YouTube. I've seen more football tape than hockey tape,
Yeah.
but we'll see how that works out. It's a bold strategy,
He
Cotton.
can sling the ball. He's an athlete.
He's
but
gonna.
I don't understand why he's going to play football this fall when he's already committed
You
to
just got
college
drafted
hockey.
in the first round of the Chicago Blackhawks. You should be
I
playing.
mean, I guess the point
that's the
is,
plan.
Go play in the USHL or
keeping
something.
committed to your teammates, like that's the one thing.
I
But
do respect that. That is
Yeah,
good.
no,
he's
he's a
not
loyal
going to
guy.
NFL. He's not even college football for that
Well, you know,
matter.
he's
You
one
got
of
hey, he would have made it out of the Miami, Ohio Redhawks.
Yeah, but he's not though. He just got drafted first round by the Hawks. Like, he should be playing hockey full time next year. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He did say he's committed to hockey, but it's like, why? There's no need for football anymore.
I
Like,
mean, if Miami was any competent at hockey, I think it'd be pretty cool if he got, dual athlete. He's playing football
Right.
on Saturday, and then he goes to the hockey game
what,
Saturday
is
night.
Bo Jackson out
Yeah,
here?
Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders. I mean, that would have been awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the injury thing with me. It's like,
Yeah.
why risk? You just
Yeah.
got,
Yeah,
you
no,
know, a
I-
first round selection.
I
and you're
agree.
gonna,
I agree. But I mean, at the same time, you're gonna take hits in hockey. You're gonna take hits in football. So
I did see something. I can't remember who. Maybe it was Ben Pope, but I did question trading up at 29 because I thought we might be able to get him at 34. But the Hawks did feel pretty confident that there's going to be a team or two in there that's probably going to take him. So that's why they made the move. They really
from
wanted
from what I heard, it was the Kings at
it was the
31.
Kings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that from your boy? Yeah.
No, not from. I think it was from Friedman.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So no, good on Kyle for making the move there, being aggressive, and I think that's an intriguing piece right there, man. I'm looking
It
forward to
wasn't
seeing
any
what
of
he
my
can
sources. Don't worry.
do. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Even though they're reliable.
Yeah. No, all good. Yeah. Good stuff.
Um,
Any other breaking news here? Yeah.
I mean, we got like no breaking
hasn't
news
been
at
a
the
signing
moment.
in
No
a
breaking
bit.
news.
The problem is a lot of this stuff that we were waiting for kind of happened yesterday. So.
And then Ehlers is
Exactly.
probably going to be onto tomorrow.
Yeah, at least
Yeah, and
tomorrow.
that's like I believe he's the thumbnail here
Yeah.
too. So, well, we do have a show tomorrow, so hopefully it happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully it happens during the show tomorrow, but it doesn't happen today.
Are we just gonna have to use the same thumbnail, Raven, or
We're just gonna have to use Ehlers again. I'm just seeing if there's anything we missed here. Colin Black. I mean, I think we brought this
Yeah,
up.
we
Colin Blackwell extension in Dallas.
we talked about him?
Blackhawks legend. Yeah, there's not much to say about Colin
The,
Blackwell. Yeah,
New
good for him.
coach in Dallas, too. New head coach.
Yeah, we
Glenn
already talked about
Gallison,
that.
yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, we got. How do we fill time?
I will say I know I would like to talk
I'm
about
getting my
Jake Allen
burger.
5 years at 1.8. 1.8 per 5. That's very interesting.
5 years, very interesting.
Yeah. Well, just the 1.8. Yeah, I guess so. Backup
Yeah.
goalie for 5 years. It's interesting. I don't know.
I guess that means he's Markstrom's guy going forward, like the backup. I mean, he's
I guess,
he's a
yeah.
pretty good 1B, 2A kind of
Solid
guy.
backup. No, solid backup.
But at 5 years, I mean,
That takes him to his age 39 season.
You just don't see backups sign like super long-term deals very often. I feel
No.
like, yeah, that's interesting. He's kind of a fringe starter too. I feel like, yeah.
So I was just doing some research. Mason West is going back to high school just so he can win a state championship for football and
Yes.
for hockey.
yes.
Okay, so he's doing both.
Well,
Okay.
actually, no. He's not going back for hockey. He's only going back for football.
He wants to be able to win both of them. He said it.
Oh, yeah. Because he won the state championship last year in hockey. Yes.
This year, yeah.
So next year his plan is to play football.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I
We-
think
we need some
I
champions
think
in the locker room,
the Hawks should have a meeting with him to discuss that.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I might sound like a dick here. I do not care about your high school football champion. You
did
just got
say-
drafted first round by the Chicago Blackhawks.
After this high school season, he's 100% hockey.
Oh, after this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's a year development gone. Wonderful. That's
Half a year.
half
Because
a year.
He's going to Fargo. And then after probably in December or January, he's going to Fargo at the USHL. Then after that, he goes to Michigan State.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I completely understand it. You know,
If it was if this was like a later pick, but
Especially as
I
a-
just think a first round pick you can't I don't know. Maybe that'll be good for some. I don't know. Yeah. Who
yeah.
knows?
I mean, for me personally, being a football guy as well, like I completely understand why he did it.
Okay.
Not saying I agree with it, but I understand it.
Well, it'll keep him in good physical shape. That's for sure. That
Yeah.
guy is absolutely holy.
Yeah, 6 foot 220.
Yeah.
Is an absolute specimen.
Yeah. Well, how do we know? How do we know he doesn't perform so well in this football season? And
Yeah, I
who
was
knows
gonna
what comes
say,
out of that? You know,
what if-
that's-
what if he becomes
hasn't he
a-
gotten like 3 offers from pretty reputable schools?
It's like
So
yeah.
he's gotten
Marshall, I think?
Marshall, Miami. Did Miami send
Kent
an offer?
State.
Or no?
I mean, Kent State's not a
Go
reputable.
Flashes.
Yeah.
No one wants to play for Kent State.
Yeah, no one
they've
cares.
won one game
Yeah.
in the last 2 years. If Mason West decides to pick Kent State over the Blackhawks, I mean, that would probably be the stupidest decision of
How's
his
Kent
life.
State hockey? Non-existent now.
There's
my
no
old
Kent
coach
State hockey.
used to coach there,
Oh,
like
okay.
in the 70s, I believe.
Yeah, it's non-existent now. They're not a they're a basketball school, but they're not anything else.
So the only place he could do both would be Miami, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, as much as I'd
offer.
love that, like, being an alum of the school, working with the football program there, I think it would be awesome if he were to be able to do that. But I completely understand him picking the Blackhawks over Miami.
I'll say a football nerd, Connor Bedard, like he's going to have this guy run like routes with him, like in practice or something with Spellacy.
Oh, yeah.
So those three are going to have a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, actually, I think we brought this up yesterday. I think Natalie brought this up yesterday, but like I do find it funny that he used the same exact
what is that?
the same exact caption as Connor
What
Bedard, but he's
is
drafted by the
that?
Hawks, which I said confirms that teams just send these guys captions to use for their posts. All right, post now that you're drafted by the Hawks, and here's your caption. It confirms that those guys aren't running their actual accounts.
The same caption.
Yeah, like which I'm sorry, there's no unless he just went to Bedard's instead and just copy pasted or whatever. I don't know, or ChatGPT'd it. I don't know. Who knows?
I guess I've got no explanation for
I don't
that.
know.
I guess he wants to be like Connor Bedard so much that he used the same caption. I guess he's chasing greatness. Good for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. I will say, I don't know how much we talked about this, but I do like that Garland 6x6 extension in Vancouver. He's one of their better forwards last year. Kind of does a little bit of everything, right? I feel like that's pretty solid value for Vancouver. I know I was shitting on Vancouver earlier, but I won't shit on that move. That's a good move for them.
They've been spending all the money past 2 days. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
really committed to keeping those guys around. Hopefully Quinn Hughes is
Yeah.
there long term.
Well,
That
it's all
helps.
going to be for nothing if he leaves,
Yeah,
right?
if he leaves, I mean,
better hope he
then
doesn't.
You're locked
Yeah.
into these contracts that who knows if you'll win when these guys are here.
I've been seeing like the Bauer hockey again to bring them up. Like they've been doing a lot of content, the Hughes brothers, and just the more I see those three together, it's like I just feel like that's inevitable. I don't know.
Oh, we finally get another bit of news. The Habs have signed goalie Capo Kakinen.
The Habs. Well, that's the missing piece to their
that's
net right there.
Oh,
Habs.
here we go. Ryan Lindgren, 4x4.5 to Seattle.
That is the most Seattle Kraken player of all time, Ryan Lindgren. Just solid stay-at-home second pair defensive defenseman. Is there a team in the NHL that has more mid players than the Seattle Kraken? Like that team is just a combination of mid.
So this is what they got rid of Burakovsky for, to sign Ryan Lindgren?
There you go. Absolute cinema from the Seattle Kraken. That's going to push them over the edge. That's a playoff team next year. No, they're going to be exactly 500, like just 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just the most average team there is.
Not good enough to get a bottom or top 10 pick. Not good enough to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I just what's the goal there in Seattle? Like just genuinely, what's the goal? I don't know.
I guess
Understand.
it's developing the young guys like Wright and Beniers, but again, I don't think they've done a very good
Develop
job
the
at
young
that.
guys by playing Shane Wright 10 minutes a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it generally makes no sense. And Beniers' production is falling off a cliff since his rookie year. So, you'd love to know what the game plan is there in Seattle.
Did they end up retaining Veleno, or he cleared waivers?
He cleared waivers. Yeah,
he's outta here.
which
Got it.
that was just a cap dump.
Yeah,
Which I think you
Burakovsky.
called that one. Yeah, that is just a move to
It's future considerations, essentially.
right.
Hawks MVP.
There you go. The Burakovsky. That's Bedard's future line mate.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I will give Kyle Davidson credit on this. I think turning 30 old,
turning Joe Veleno into Burakovsky. Not
turning
bad.
Craig Smith and Peter Mrazek into Andre Burakovsky.
Right. Yeah, Veleno was always a stopgap move. Like that was a move that leads to another move, a precursor move.
Yes.
So he was never going to be a long-term piece here. So that's Davidson loves turning something into nothing. But at least in terms of mid players who can be in the lineup on a day-to-day basis. Still waiting for that needle mover, but hopefully next year, right? Yeah.
I will give, going back to the Kraken, I will give them a little bit of credit here. Shane Wright in his first full season, put up 40 points on that team. Nothing to scoff at, in my opinion.
Oh, I mean that's that's solid production, and you'll see
19 goals, 24 assists, 43 points in 79 games or 78 games. I think that's that's solid development from him, especially considering that he was in the AHL for the last 2 or 3 years, and back in juniors, he went to the World Juniors as a 20-year-old. Like, I just think it's super interesting in my opinion.
This is kind of random, but I just have to bring this up because Blackhawks Dev Camp is going on this week. I haven't really gotten much updates around that, but we have gotten one update. I just found this really funny because it is off ice for the third year in a row. But we have a rebel amongst us, chat. Adam Guyon is actually on the ice working at the staff. So I guess if you're a goaltender at Dev Camp, you get to go on the ice. If you're a player, no ice for you. You got to go do cooking competitions and do social media content because that's what's going to make you better as a player. We're the only team in the league, by the way, that does their Dev Camp off the ice. And I'm going to keep ranting about that because I honestly think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I know there are people that don't tweak about that, but I think, as usual, we're overthinking everything.
That was a Kyle move, right? That happened once he got here?
Yeah. Well, that was a Davidson move. The last 3 years, it's been Dev Camp has been off the ice. Every single team gets to see their player wearing their jersey for the first time, playing on the ice, developing chemistry with their line mates, except for the Blackhawks. We're playing patty cake in the locker room and musical chairs. So,
I think
really developing a nice culture here.
To be fair, for Adam Guyon's development, I think this is much needed. That he needs a little bit of on ice work this week.
Oh, he needs it, but nobody else does.
I mean, just looking at his stats the last couple of years, like he didn't have a great year in Duluth last year. Again, I want to preface this by saying that it's not to come off as bad, but like I think a little bit of on ice would be great for him, especially working with Jimmy Waite, the great goalie coach that the Hawks have.
I'm glad that they've kept him around. He is a great goalie coach. What he's been able to do, especially for a guy like Arvid, this past season, his career turnaround, and be interesting to see if we get any news on him, Kaiser, Crevier. A few guys were given qualifying offers, so Khrushchev was not. I don't think he's going to get signed by anybody. I think he will get signed by somebody. The Chinese team, Kunlun Red Star. So he'll be brushing up on his Chinese. But be interesting to see if we get some news this week about any of those guys were given qualifying offers. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni hao. Yeah. Just refreshing Blackhawks.
Yeah, I mean,
I really hope we do something else.
I'm refreshing everything. Justin's got the Blackhawks. Natalie's enjoying her sandwich.
My Whopper, guys. Yeah. Everybody in the
Whopper.
Junior, double, triple Whopper. Flame grilled taste with perfect toppers.
I thought,
I only had to hear that on the TV.
My bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, the burger that I had, not to name any names, you guys, was very good.
Was it good? What's the review?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Last time I got one, they put tomato on it, and I do not like tomato, so that was like low-key kind of ass. But now, like, so good.
Lindgren 4 by 4.5.
Yes.
All right.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting tidbit from producer Raven that we just got. 3 of the Hawks draft class, 3 players from the draft class. I'm going to assume it's Nestrasil, Frondell. Oh, no, it's just the class. Saying dreams come true in their post.
Another one.
Interesting.
Another one.
Blackhawks media team getting to them really early.
Yeah.
So this is how you guys have to do it.
But I will say this. Frondell was pictured in a Chicago shirt in his
all
first
3 of them
Instagram
were connected to
post.
the Hawks in some way.
Nestrasil being a fan when he was growing up, playing in, what was it, the Czech?
There was some tournament where we see him wearing a Hawks jersey that his dad posted, like you said, Frondell in the Chicago shirt.
And then Mason West as well. I didn't
Hawks
realize
fan.
this. He was
a
a Blackhawks fan.
Yeah. So Davidson's just out here drafting Blackhawks fans.
So you're next.
It makes sense.
Yeah, where's my draft pick? Where's my signing?
There's a ton of Hawks fans in that class just because of Kane. I saw some poll, I guess.
Yeah.
He was in the top 3 of that draft class's favorite players.
I mean, does anyone doubt that? Like,
Did you guys?
Not a surprise.
Yeah. Did you guys see that video? This is the third. This is the third time I brought up the Bauer Hockey YouTube, but they posted this really funny video yesterday. No free ads, but I did use. And by the way, it absolutely clears Sherwood, and Bedard should probably switch over to them because Sherwood's just. And anyway.
Yeah. I agree.
Not sure. Anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, they posted a pretty funny video yesterday where Jack Hughes had to guess like 5 random players who were like they had a disguise on.
I saw this video.
Was one of the players, and he was throwing some chirps around. He's still got it, man. Even the off-ice humor, he still got it. Not to glaze Patrick Kane, but any opportunity to have to glaze Patrick Kane, I'm going to do it because I know Kyle won't.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing both him and Taze not wearing Hawks uniforms next year.
Another goalie on the move.
Great.
David Rittich to the island.
David Riddick to the island.
To the island. To the island.
Wow. Yeah, beefing up their net minding there. Yeah.
Another move, Nick Bukestad going to the Blues, 1.75
Nick
million
Bukestad to the Blues. These are just the most like just depth signing. Like this is this is a boring free agency cycle. Nick Bukestad and David Riddick. Wow.
Yeah, most guys are staying with their teams, and the only big movement is
It's a dry market this year. It's a dry market, man. Yeah. Next year should be better though.
Depth.
Yeah. Depth. Well, you need depth.
I mean, eventually, that for the good teams, the depth is what gets them.
Right, for the good teams.
Yeah,
right.
But
Not
we
for.
haven't really seen a lot of that. It's been kind of just teams finishing up their roster with any way they can. It seems.
I love it. It's Weeksy breaking it too. I love how Weeksy's always breaking like these. He's always breaking these trades, showing just his forehead and his eyes, just with some random location in the background.
He's got a fresh haircut though. I will give it to him.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Does he have the?
So going back to Bukestad, actually, I was watching the Every Shifts last night. That's how bored I am in this offseason.
Well, there should be one coming up. Normally they do one for the draft and the dev camp in FA. Like, I imagine there'll be one coming up.
I would be shocked if it's in like the next week or something like that. But I rewatched all of last season's ones, and
you watched all of them?
I was that bored last night.
Holy
so I was watching the. There you go. Good Darren Ping
always got to
reference.
get at least one Darren Ping reference in there.
Yeah. So I was watching the one where they signed Moore and Rinzel, and they had mics up on Rinzel and Moore, I believe. And Nick Bukestad was cutting across the ice, and he, muttered under his breath, something to the tune of "Welcome to the league,"
right?
Because they're all three of them Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Huh. All three Minnesota boys.
Interesting. Yeah.
This is the niche stuff you won't get anywhere else. CHR, baby.
Yeah, you love like your niche stories, man. I love it. No, that's right up my alley. Good stuff.
So next,
I knew you'd appreciate
every
that.
shift, what are we thinking? A cooking challenge, the first pitches at the games, zero ice content.
No ice content.
Well, I mean, you might get Guyan now.
I hope since we see him there, we'll actually get some footage of that and not...
With all due respect.
Maybe some yoga.
With all due respect, that guy is a fourth of the rotation behind Drew Comesso, Soderblom, and Knight.
I would take Comesso over Soderblom right now.
You want to see Comesso back
I want to see
Comesso. Are you saying that because Cam Comesso is your buddy over there?
Not even Cam, but like you saw what he did in Rockford during the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I just think that's something you need to build upon. You need to give him,
how much more time does he really need in Rockford at this rate?
I mean, it's been 5 years since he's been drafted. I get that goalies take a lot longer than usual.
We're just gonna run 3 goalies.
I mean, who knows if Brossois, comes back?
No, Brossois, he's fake. He's an NPC. He's AI.
He was banished to the
Don't
shadow
even
realm
think
with
about
TJ
Brossois.
Brody.
He can go. Yeah, no.
I mean, and again with Soderblom, I mean, I'm not sold on Arvid Soderblom.
You're not sold?
No.
Wow. Still not. Why is that? What's the rationale there?
I guess just the inconsistencies in his game. I mean, you saw that there'd be games where he's Superman and there's games where he is Swiss cheese.
That is fair. Yeah, he is an inconsistent netminder, but I feel like last year though he did find more consistency though.
I guess a little bit, but
it's hard to be consistent on this Blackhawks team.
Yeah.
Even Knight wasn't consistent, man. He had some games where he stole for us, and he had some games where he was rough.
True.
I believe Knight and Soda's stats are pretty much nearly identical last season, but
So goalie segue here. Ivan Provettsov is going from the Flyers to the Flames.
Oh, is that one of their netminders?
Yeah, I believe
that's one of their mid-Russian netminders. So Bedard is a replacement for him, right?
I believe he's a massive goalie too. He's like 6'8" or something.
Massive.
Like that.
You know what else is massive? The low taper fade.
There you
it's
go.
Massive. It's still massive to this day. This is truly one of the streams of all time. this is like a fever dream here, man.
You got your Patrick Kane racing stripes
going.
Oh,
thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not sure how it looks.
You did them yourself?
Yeah, all me. Yeah.
It's great. It looks great.
Yeah, no, my barber did a nice job.
I like it.
Yeah, no, it came out decent.
Penguins.
Parker
Wotherspoon.
That's
a good get.
That's a needle mover. That's once again that's a Gavin McKenna move.
Okay, again, we can tally this up for where Nolan doesn't know puck. Prosvetov, he was a Colorado Avalanche goaltender, not a Philadelphia.
Well, I don't know where
goaltender.
I got Flyers from. That's a my bad.
I mean, because they've got the other guy in Philly.
What's
give
his
me a
name?
second. Here.
I was thinking of another guy.
Fedotov.
That's what I was thinking of.
It's all these offs.
Prosvetov. He was like the Avs third goalie or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, the fact that I barely even heard of this guy tells you probably how how good he is. So, oh man, good for them. Yeah, I have no analysis on that whatsoever.
He is a goalie of all time.
He's a goalie that exists that
who's
plays the position in the NHL.
A forward of all time, Kyler Yamamoto. To
Utah.
Kyler Yamamoto.
Wow, I wonder how what's his name is feeling about that.
That mid-meme page.
Yeah,
that
we
you
don't
don't
need to reference him,
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
don't
sure
need
he's
to.
thrilled about that. But man, that's a guy right there.
That's a name I haven't heard in a bit.
That's a name you haven't heard in a while.
know?
Yeah, that's a guy though, where it's like in 2020, like he had 26 points, 27 games when he came up. Like that's a guy I thought that was going to have a pretty good career.
Right. Yeah.
I believe he was in the AHL last season, so I wonder if he'll be able to crack the club.
11 games with the Mammoth.
Oh, he did play 11 games last year.
Previously with the Utah Hockey Club. 11 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points.
I'm still getting used to this Mammoth. I low-key kind of missed the Utah Hockey Club already. I was kind of warming up to it. I didn't like it at first, but I was warming up to it.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. Like football
Mammoth.
club, hockey club.
Right.
They got that thing.
I
going
like
with
that.
FCs.
Yeah.
We should start doing HC. Yeah.
Exactly. Utah HC. Yeah,
A lot of
the
guys
Premier League.
call it a club when they come over from Europe too. Like,
Leave the hockey
club.
before the hockey leaves you. The hockey's left him at this current stage. He needs to call the day.
That is
But yeah, hopefully Yamamoto can have a bit of a career resurgence. There is
NHL
still
19 franchise mode legend.
Yes. I thought he was going to be a player, man, but he still has time. What is he, 24, 25?
He is 26.
So yeah, he's 26. He's getting up there, but that's a future European League legend is what that is.
Yeah, he's definitely going to the Swiss League. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven, do we have something?
Was Raven have something?
I think the Seattle Kraken have placed Joe Valeno on waivers.
He's
this
already
was a
cleared
while
waivers.
ago. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, Joe Valeno, Blackhawks
I don't
legend.
know
Yeah,
where he'll end up. If
Joe Valeno.
if the AHL,
I
probably.
mean, he's 25, and it's like his former exceptional status. He had 20 points last year. He's actually pretty decent in the Hawks team. I feel like he's at least good enough to be a fine NHL player somewhere. Maybe somebody will pick him up.
Yeah.
just surprised it hasn't happened right after.
You think? Maybe maybe you're right. He might be an AHL guy. He's going to be one of those guys who's either like first line AHL or fourth line AHL throughout his career. He's going to be bouncing around. So
Things are percolating around Sabres D-man Bowen Byram. Trade conversations with Calgary, Vegas, LA, St. Louis.
14.
Interested.
Oh, here we go. Another Buffalo Sabres bidding war. This is this is going to go
I saw
great
a lot
for
of people
Buffalo.
wanting the Byram to get to the Hawks somehow. I just
6 years ago, I wanted to be a Hawk when the 2019 draft. I was
don't see
hoping
any
we'd
way
take
they-
him, but
they could try
I
and
would
get
say
that.
now it's a bit late
Yeah.
for that. I'd say the ship has sailed there, and I prefer to make a move for like a young
I
forward. but
remember people going crazy about
I don't think we need a defenseman at this stage, but no, Bowen Byram, I mean, again, just seeing how that Peterka trade went, I'm sure Buffalo is going to get a great return there, sarcasm. So we'll see which team is able to cuck Kevin Adams there, and I'm sure he'll still have a job somehow after that.
Somehow, some way.
How he still has a job is truly like beyond me. I don't understand.
He still gets the Nolan seal of approval.
He must have dirt on that organization or something. I don't know.
He doesn't get the Nolan seal of
Blackmail.
approval
I don't know.
anymore.
foil hat.
Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm like Betsy. I like conspiracy theories, but yeah, Bowen Byram. Yeah.
So what happens now? They trade him for.
Just why though? Like I don't understand why. Like you have him, you have Power, you have Dahlin, you have Kesselring. That's a really good top four.
I mean, I
that's
guess
a really
it's
good
their
top
need
four.
for a right-handed defenseman.
Like why do you need? Why would you trade this guy? Like just like Peterka, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Does he not want to be there? Like
I mean, who would want to be in Buffalo?
well, fair, yeah. Well,
If you're not a big fan of Buffalo Wings, then what's
I
even your
love
point
Buffalo Wings. Like if
Yeah.
I were an NHL player, I'd love to play in Buffalo. I'd just be chowing on Buffalo Wings. I'd be taking my check, and chowing on Buffalo Wings. I don't know what. I don't
Blue
get it.
cheese
man.
or ranch?
Yeah, and they have a good hockey fan base. There.
I'm a blue cheese guy.
Blue cheese.
Oh.
I'm a blue
Love
cheese
it.
guy.
Wait, you guys prefer blue cheese over ranch?
Yeah.
Utter woke
With the
I don't like
nonsense.
With the
either.
Buffalo
What do you
wing
prefer?
all the way.
Neither.
All
right, that's kinda
blue
wild.
cheese over ranch.
So
That's
Neither.
Would you eat
Wow.
a buffalo wing plain? Then?
No.
You wouldn't eat
I
a
wouldn't
buffalo,
eat buffalo
wing. There we
wings.
go. That's what I figured.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta get Chat's in. I haven't even
I'm
looked
really
at.
bad with spice.
I gotta get Chat's input here.
I'm horrible with spice. Like
Chat, do we prefer blue cheese or ranch? Wow, I can't even believe this is a debate here. Wow.
The CHR free agency special now not sponsored
Oh my
by
gosh,
any
Chat's
any
even
Buffalo
saying
not
wings.
sponsored by any major fast food chain.
How is Chad even saying this?
Get your wings where you want them.
How? What is
Make
wrong
them
with you
yourself.
people?
We don't care.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. Okay, well we all have the right to our opinions.
Oh, they're going the queso. Lovely.
Queso.
Blue cheese.
Oh.
The queso.
Thank you,
Oh,
Thomas.
there we
Finally,
go.
somebody.
I thought y'all were talking about.
There we go. We got another
queso.
ranch. All right. We got some ranches in here.
It's
All right.
it's blue cheese.
It's blue cheese.
This tells you how. This tells you
That's how
how.
buffalo wings are meant to be eaten.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Personally,
Ask celery?
Ask anyone
garlic
from
parm.
Buffalo. That's what they'll tell you.
Okay.
And
There
then
is
you
no
get
ranch in this city.
It's
That's
celery
what
on
they'll
the
say.
side. Oh, the celery's
Oh, yeah.
great.
This
Garlic
tells you how
parm.
entertaining this free agency cycle is that we're having a
we're
ranch
talking
blue
about
cheese debate right now. This
dipping
is
sauce.
just shows you just how cinematic this FA cycle is. We're yapping right now, which, by the way, I got to give a shout out to Blackhawks prospect Ty Henry. The Blackhawks post a little like a back to school type vibe thing with their prospects dev camp. I love what he had to say. He said, "I love yapping," and he wants to be a streamer. So he's just like us. I think we should probably send a DM to Ty Henry, ask him if he wants to come on the show, be a guest. I feel like he'd be a guy who'd like to chat it up with
Was
us.
the only guy to put anything related to hockey? Was that Adam Guyon?
Yeah,
what I want to be when I grow
we have
up.
time to kill
NHL
here.
goalie.
Yeah.
Let's just go through all of them. Sasha Boisvert, first day of dev camp. I love UFC. Wants to be a hockey player. Well, you are a hockey player. Martin Mishiak.
I am a hockey player.
Miracle reference. Martin Mishiak loves real football, so I assume he means
Soccer.
Yeah, he's a big Chelsea supporter.
Footy.
Yeah.
utter woke nonsense. I'm sure. Well, Leo probably get along with him. I want to be a comedian when I grow up, so he's okay. I like that, comedian, just like us for real.
Yeah.
We got Adam Guyon. I love hockey. Wants to be an NHL goalie.
Well, we don't know if that's going to come true.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, we'll see. AJ, is this AJ Spelcy? Yeah, AJ Spelcy. I love golf. The football player loves golf and wants to be a hockey player. Good stuff. At least he's he has an answer there between hockey and football. Unlike Mr.
I'm
Westy.
shocked he actually said golf instead of football.
Parker Holmes, the enforcer we drafted, who has 1 goal in 21 games. He says another guy who loves golf. Shocker, hockey players love golf. Who could have predicted this?
Right.
And wants to be a farmer. I guess he's a big Brady Martin guy. Okay. John Mustard. Here we go.
I love
Providence.
Yeah,
His
that's
college.
the best one. I love
And he wants
Providence.
to be a NHL player. Do these guys have anything? Okay. Nathan Bem. First day of NHL camp. I love golf. Wants to be an NHL player.
Okay.
Do you think Mason West will say NFL QB when he gets on there?
I think I'll say rapper. He wants to be West East.
Wake up, Mr. West.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome, Mr. West. Ashton Cumby loves fishing and wants to be an NHL player. Does anyone not want to be an NHL player?
Well, I mean, Parker Holmes said he wanted to be a farmer. So
Fair.
He's going to have a lot of time for that.
Julius Caesar here. Sorry, Julius Sumpf. First day of dev camp, loves sports and wants to be an FA. Wait, was that F1 driver? Is that F1 driver? Is that what that says?
Zoom in.
I think it is.
FA driver. I think F1.
I think he's.
Do you know what that's? What is that?
I would say that's F1 driver.
F1 driver, yes. Julius Sumpf, big F1 guy.
All right, there we go. Now we have a new guest for Ravens F1 pod.
There you go. Yeah, no, I like to do that too. Yeah, me, Raven. Yeah, we'll bring back the F1 pod. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I'm still mad about Max Verstappen being taken out this past weekend. And I'm still salty about that.
What happened with that?
He was just he was T-boned and by Kimi Antonelli
Didn't finish
this
the
past
race.
weekend. Did it?
Got
Yeah,
it.
lap 1 accident.
Is it
so
90% rule?
sorry.
Like if the winner, say, finishes, do you have to completed 90% of the laps to be ranked to finish the race? Is that how that works?
No. Right? No. Yeah, I don't even know the answer to that one.
There's people who finish laps like 13 laps behind and are in the top 10.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
I
Sorry.
gotcha,
I thought you were saying for the win. Okay, yeah. No, as long as you, yeah, no. Anyway, that's more F1 talk for you. By the way, Tate McRae did a lot of the sound check for the F1 movie. Shout out Tate McRae. You're a Tate McRae. You're a fan, right?
Yes,
yeah. You're a tater tot. Yeah.
I'm seeing her in October.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it. I'm taking my brother.
I'm jealous. Yeah.
I'm a big Tate McRae fan because she loves wearing hockey jerseys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun
Wearing Hawks
fact
jerseys too. Yeah.
about Tate McRae.
Yeah.
I am
I'll show that.
like kind of how Nolan was saying, like Habs Instagram and stuff. I was in a Habs group chat, like for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah, I was in that chat too. That was
And
a weird
everybody
chat.
kept
Yeah.
saying that I looked like Tate McRae, and
Really?
I'm like, I don't see it. Like whatsoever.
Maybe the eyes, maybe.
There you go. I mean, that's
But
pretty good.
it's a
though.
great
No?
a great compliment.
No, that's a great
but,
compliment.
Like,
Yeah.
but like, it was every day. They would be like, "Hello, Tate McChibi. Hello." I'm like,
Nice.
I'm like,
I don't know. Maybe I don't know about Tate McRae. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe sort of see. I feel like I get a little bit of like Jennifer Aniston
I was
vibes
gonna
a little
say,
bit.
everybody says I look
you
like
sound
Jennifer
like
Aniston.
you have like that. Like, are you from Wisconsin?
No, I'm from Chicago.
Okay, you just sound like a Wisconsin person. I don't know why. Like you
And
sound like
just so
Raven.
you know, it's not that common. It doesn't happen to everyone, and it is a big deal.
See, yeah, there's the.
Awesome.
All right, we got a
Wait,
couple
is it
more.
Ethan Bear?
We got a couple
Oh,
more
oh.
depth signings. Ethan Bear, 1 year, $775K to the Islanders.
Ethan Bear.
Wow.
Hobie Baker winner Scott Perunovich, 1 year, $755,000 two-way
That's
contract
one of
with
the
the
Hobie
Utah
Baker
Magic.
winners of all
Okay.
time.
Yeah, up there with guys like
Adam Gaudette. The hockey god. Is he extending it out? Who knows?
who knows? Yeah,
we'll find out about that. I
Tyler
thought
Sakura, one of all time.
Tyler Sakura.
Shout out.
Wow. Now that is a random Blackhawk.
We
I
had
love
his
that.
brother too, didn't we?
We all thought he was good. You kind of look like Dylan Sakura, actually.
Dylan?
Oh,
Or sorry,
yeah,
Dylan
yeah.
Sakura, I should say.
I
Yeah.
can see it.
I was thinking of Dylan Sakura.
Man,
Yeah, Black.
I had high hopes for them.
I thought he was going to be
Yeah,
something,
back-
man. I
back
thought
when
he
I
was.
was in high school. I'm like, oh, this is.
He made a couple plays where I was like,
oh.
oh shit, this guy's going to be like, this is
Yeah.
the future right here.
Yeah, I mean, he was
Yeah.
such a he had such good sellies when he was at Northeastern. Let me tell you,
Is that
it
right?
was
Yeah.
fun. It was fun watching him.
He was fun to watch.
Another
yeah.
guy being signed, Jordan Harris, who was in
Save
in
Ferris.
Columbus.
Yeah.
Played his college hockey at Northeastern, going to Boston.
All right.
So Boston keeping a couple local college kids around.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, good for them. Yeah. Oh, here we got some proper ones here. Sounds like Mantha is a Penguin, I assume. Anthony Mantha per David Pagnota. I'll have
Yeah.
to find the actual tweet there. I'm basing off of the mug here. I know that's where I get a lot of my breaking news and stuff. But yeah, Anthony Mantha potentially to the Penguins.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. That's a guy I talk about inconsistency. He's had some moments where he's been like flirting with high 20, low 30 goals, and then there'll be other moments where you hardly notice him. So, but yeah, no, solid depth piece for the Penguins. That probably needs some depth guys. So,
First round pick pedigree. Yeah.
yeah, no, solid. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here.
Tom in chat, where does Khrushchev land?
I said this earlier. Kulin Red Star. Yeah.
Ni hao.
No NHL team's gonna sign that guy. I think he's a future Swiss League
It's
legend.
either that or Edmonton because Stan Bowman loves his previous guys.
Stan Bowman does
Stan
love his
Bowman
draft
does love
picks.
his-
Edmonton could
And
be
you
a.
know he'll actually get some points there. And
I could
it'll-
actually-
It'll look like it's a a good thing, and he might make some money off that.
He'll be a Casper Kapanen type guy, just
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
I could see that. What else we got here? I swear I saw something here. Sounds like sources say the Edmonton Oilers are in on Michael Granlund, so not but they're working on it. Okay, they're in on Michael Granlund. Now that'd be a move for Edmonton if you can't get maybe Besser's gone. That'd be a solid other option there, Granlund, if they could pull that off. Yeah. That'd be great for them, actually. That'd be a solid move. They need to do something. They need to get a proper winger there.
They need to get a goalie first.
Yeah, but they need somebody that who could play with McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah.
Besides Nuge and Shaq Hyman. Yeah.
Philip Khrushchev, come on down.
Yeah. I guess Khrushchev is the backup plan there. Yeah. Good stuff. Noah Juleson to Philly. Nobody cares. Noah Juleson.
Blackhawks legend Dennis Gilbert going to the Philadelphia Flyers.
Tennis.
There you go. That's a
name.
throwback right there. That's another
a name.
Dylan Sakura, Dennis Gilbert.
Yeah, Dennis
You're
Gilbert.
just going through all the anything we missed.
If there's anything of note.
Anything
but
of
I mean,
note. You could just say anything at this point. Yeah, you could even go through AHL guys if you want.
I mean, do we really care about Matt Luff?
Who?
Any news is news right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's how light the cycle is, folks. This is what we have to work with here. We're breaking down depth signings on the show today. That's because everything happened yesterday.
Lane Peterson.
So any relation? Oh man, Peterson. Yeah, cool. This is Sergeant Peterson. Ferris Bueller reference.
This is George Peterson.
Yeah, boy, do I have some words for you.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
That was pretty good.
That'd be pretty
You
good
were, like, on
impression
that,
there. Yeah. That's a movie. We're
I
in
just wanted to put this out there. Keandre Miller trade return will center on draft pick compensation. Carolina has 2 firsts. New York wants one of them.
Giraffe comps. Yeah, better than future considerations.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh, yeah, they have, I believe, what is it, Dallas's first round pick? Oh, yeah, from the Mikko Rantanen deal.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Looks like you're in an office lunchroom. Yeah, that's kind of the vibes we get here.
Should we take all our lunch boxes up? You brought yours, right?
I didn't bring any lunch. Yeah.
I already ate mine.
Got your
I
lunch.
gotta go
Smart.
stop
Yeah.
on the way home. I don't know where.
Yes.
Yeah, where should I go?
It's the new stew chat. We're getting used to the new stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was yes, the 2026 first, 2028 first, and 2026 third, and 2027 third.
Very nice. Very nice. Great success.
Very nice.
King of the castle. King of the castle. This is your token Borat impression throughout the show.
Well, we were very nice.
King of the castle. King of the castle.
I have a
Go
chair. I have a
for the
chair.
I don't know if you got paid.
We're so delirious here, man.
What's up?
Did you get a street spot? No paid.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Just making sure.
Wait a
'Cause I had
minute.
to
Wait a
refresh
minute.
Mine.
Shoot.
I had to add 2 hours
Oh, yeah. Hopefully I parked in an okay spot.
in the non-paid one.
What is that?
Park Chicago.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Hopefully you're not. Towed.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Hopefully.
there's not another car issue today.
I was looking where I parked. I didn't see any signs or anything, so I should be good. Again, new stew, so we're adjusting to parking and
Yeah,
stuff, but
yeah.
I should be okay. I
We're
think.
both gonna end up towed or something.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Hopefully I'll be okay. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully my 2018 Jeep Cherokee is gonna be okay. Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Good vibes.
We'll see. Yeah. I think I'm okay. I'm just parked in the neighborhood. It should be safe. Yeah.
Another Montreal Canadian signing is Samuel Blais.
Sammy Blais. Yeah, another depth piece there. We're literally just have depth signings today. There's nothing of
Hey,
note
they
here.
got their Quebecois guy, so good for them.
Yeah, Sammy
Quebecer.
Blais. Wow. Blues legend. He was part of that 2019 team, right?
Yeah.
He was.
He
yeah.
was, yes.
He was. I thought he was. Yeah. Cool. Sammy Blais. Wow.
The move of all time.
That is a transaction of all time. Yeah, that really is.
That 6th round pick in 2014 played 5.5 seasons with the Blues.
Is that right?
Yeah. Also played with the Rangers for 56 games, no goals.
Good stuff.
No
goals. That's a
No
UC
goals.
Saros reference.
Yes.
Very good stuff there.
I love that they tweet out everything in French and English.
Yeah, in Montreal land. Yeah, well, you have to. Don't the players there?
dans saison
Yeah.
à un volet avec.
It's good French.
Blé. Yeah, I took French.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
You took French.
Okay.
Oh, wow. How much French do you know?
Like I could probably survive if I
You
like,
kinda look-
if
you
I got dropped in
You kind of
France.
look like a French Canadian. You got like Philip Deneau vibes.
I'm Italian.
I can see
but
it.
I'll
Oh,
take
a little bit
it.
Italian.
can
Yeah.
I'll take French Canadian.
Okay, yeah.
I feel
I
like
can see the fill to know.
if
Yeah.
they dropped me there and
Yeah.
I had to learn everything.
You look
again,
like a
I feel
Montreal
I could do it.
Canadiens player, even with the red. Yeah, you look like a Montreal Canadiens guy.
I feel like if
Yeah.
I was in the NHL, that's a team I would not want to play for.
For Montreal.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the pressure there.
Yeah.
Don't you have to like learn? Well, you learn some, but don't you like have to learn French there if you're gonna be Canadian? Am I wrong about that?
I think they kind of prefer it.
Yes.
Yes.
They prefer you to speak French.
Wow.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
media stuff.
I
and-
swear Caulfield's always speaking
I mean,
English.
that's
yeah.
why they hired Ken Hughes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's
Makes
another
sense.
reason not to want to go there. Yeah.
I guess I'll pose the question based off of this. The top arena that you have not been to that is at the top of your bucket list. I'll start with this. I think it's Montreal. I think that's hockey heaven.
I hate to say
Bell
it, but
Center,
yeah, Bell Center. That is
Centre Bell.
that is the hockey mecca. I'd say MSG's got to be up there,
Yeah.
Madison
I
Square
was about
Garden.
to say MSG.
The TD Garden as well.
Yeah. I've been to TD Garden. It's not
I have
nice.
not been to MSG, so yeah, that and Bell, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
TD's great.
Toronto, I know it's like a library there, but it is the Leafs. Like you probably got to see a game there, even though it's a bunch of corporate people, not really the real fans watch the game outside there.
Yeah.
I like to go to the Wings Arena. I did get to see Joe Louis before he was knocked down, which was it was a dump, but it was a classic historical dump.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
a nice, a lot of hockey history's occurred there, so I definitely missed the Joe. I would like to see Little Caesars, maybe see Patrick Kane, DeBrincat, at some point. All the former Blackhawk legends there. Yeah.
Breaking news. Brandon Tanev, 3 years, $2.5 million to Utah.
To Utah.
To Utah.
Oh wow, Brandon Tanev. Mr. Headshot guy
Mr.
always does his
Headshot.
little move there with the eyes. Yeah, I like Brendan Tanev, brother of Christopher Tanev. I always thought he looks like the guy from Breakfast Club. What's his name for Breakfast Club? Like the Bender. Yeah, Bender from Breakfast Club. I see the relation. He looks like him to me.
So I guess we just learned this little tidbit about Charlie that he knows about French, but I don't think our viewers know enough about Charlie that we should. So Charlie, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Some interesting facts and tidbits.
Tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, what do you want to know? I mean,
Yeah, well, chat. Why don't we get some questions in the chat?
I
Yeah.
just got back from North Carolina.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Dubs.
Oh, North Carolina, big
I was-
NASCAR guy?
No,
Not a
I
big
was,
NASCAR
I
guy?
was out on the beach actually.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Where's the NASCAR down there? Like Charlotte.
Like Charlotte.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd say.
I was like on the coast.
Yeah.
Played
Good
some
barbecue down there?
great barbecue, great
Yeah.
seafood. I don't know if you guys like seafood.
I've warmed up to it. I used to
Yeah.
not like it, but I'm warming up to it. I'm warming up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down there, it
Yeah.
was like 10 degrees hotter than it is here. It was like
Yeah.
100 for a few days.
I like
but
fish and chips.
We
Yeah.
survived. Fish and chips, great always. I play golf from time to time.
You good?
I'm
trash.
Like terrible.
Yeah, I'm trash too.
I'm
Well,
garbage.
I don't even try.
So I think we would have a pretty good pairing.
we should
if
do a
all-
CHR like summer
CHR
like golf outing or
golf
something.
outing.
That'd be
Oh,
fun.
gosh.
Yeah, just see who sucks the least. Yeah.
I also play disc golf just because it's easier.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
There we go. That's something with Raven there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Raven like that
I
when
know
he dapped
we're
you up.
usually shunned by like people who play real golf.
Oh, there's nothing
I call
wrong
it
with that.
ball golf because disc golf, ball golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a
Yeah.
better time.
That's
to
cool.
Be honest.
Yeah, it's easier to
You
play
get
with
to walk
friends.
around in the woods, not have.
You're speaking
People-
Raven language right here.
Get to walk in the woods. What do you mean by that?
not pay for a course. Like you just pull up. It's free.
Golf is expensive,
There's
man.
no one like
Yeah.
on your butt telling you to hurry up for the most part.
That's why I hate them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if
it's very
there's
chill.
nobody, if it's like a light golf course, like golf can be peaceful. But if there's somebody on your ass, and it's like then
Yeah.
you're being watched, and it's like then the pressure's on, and they're playing with friends, and I'm always the worst guy. I'm competitive. I hate being the worst guy. So, but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm. There was a period there, like around COVID, where I was into golf. I've kind of gotten away from it. So, yeah.
Yeah, there was a big.
Because you kind of have to play it a lot to be good.
Big boost and like everyone had like a golf bug during COVID.
Right. Yeah. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like,
Love
it was like, 2020, 2022, and then I kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now I'll just do top golf, like it's like bowling but golf. You can like eat wings while you golf. So
Hey, yeah,
there you go.
that's There you
Which
go.
is something to that, right? Yeah. It is. That's awesome. By the way, right?
Just looking at a Brandon Tanev headshot. That's all.
I will say this: it is, it is Canada Day today, July 1st.
Yeah, shout out to the
shout out
Canadians
to all
watching.
all Canadian listeners. I imagine that's probably our second most listened
I
to
know.
country.
I know Thomas is a big Canadian in our chat, who's frequently in our chat up in.
Yeah, shout out Thomas.
Yeah,
Happy
shout out
Canada
Thomas.
Day.
Yeah,
Happy
we
Canada
have
Day.
quite a few Canadian listeners, I think.
Yeah,
So.
but I mean, me just being here for the last 2 weeks, Thomas does stand out to me.
He's Mr. Canadian. He's Captain Canadian. I have a Canada Post actually for the Blackhawks ready today, like the Canadian Blackhawk legends ready to go today.
Bedsy, Taser.
Sam Lafferty's not in it, but
No.
maybe I can add him in.
No,
there
I think
now.
he's
Yeah.
an American, isn't he?
Oh no, he's American. That's right. Yeah,
Who, Laferty?
blasphemy. Yeah, Lafferty is American. Yeah, that's
We can talk
forgive
about
me,
Joe
yeah.
Valeno.
Right. Yeah. So you did call those two. They are in the post.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy candidates to the
Yeah,
to
happy
the second
Canada.
best country in the world. Yeah.
Evan in chat, Charlie, what's your top burger in the city?
I can't do one. I'll give you like 2 or 3 here. So on the budget side, we're gonna go Red Hot Ranch, easy.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
You know, you can't go wrong with Red Hot Ranch.
Yeah.
People say small cheval. I don't like small cheval. I like Little Bad Wolf's Burger, and then this place called Patty Please inside of Small Bar
Patty
at Logan
Cane?
Square. Patty Please, Patty
Nice.
Cane.
Yeah, I like that.
Very nice.
Patty
Those,
Please.
those are my
Showtime.
3 that I'll give.
Patty Cane
Little
always
Bad
pleases.
Wolf and Patty Please, and then the cheap one, Red Hot Ranch.
Okay,
I like
there you
that.
go.
I know none of those places.
Well,
know
there you go.
nothing,
I was,
John,
thinking,
so-
I was thinking bro was gonna be like, yeah, Culver's, Portillo's, and he's over here naming these restaurants, and I'm like, what are
Yeah, did he
these?
know-
Portillo's. That's a good set. Oh, sorry. Did I
Those
just
are in
ban you? I'm
Chicago.
so
Did
sorry.
you
Don't
mean
worry about
generally?
it.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't feel anything.
My apologies. Good segue from Portillo's. What's your favorite hot dog in Chicago?
Favorite dog in Chicago.
Favorite Chicago dog?
There's this place by me called Jay's Red Hots, and that's just where I've been going for a while. Like, the place is maybe the size of this room. You get 2 dogs and fries for like $5.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah.
a deal.
cash only.
I like Super
Oh,
Dog.
there you go.
Yeah, Super Dog is my
Super Dog's
go-to.
by this
great, yeah.
really nice
Portillo-
old
can't go wrong
Korean
Portillo's,
couple.
though.
So
Yeah.
they have like a
Portillo's
bulgogi
sounds really good right
sandwich.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to shout out my local place. It's a great 3 a.m. spot because it stays open till 3 a.m. and it's like right next to a stretch of bars. Snappy Dog at Edison Park.
You like going there at 3
Passed
a.m.?
there.
Yeah, very. I frequent there when after a long night of.
I was gonna
having
say, are you
fun.
sober when you go there at 3 a.m.?
Absolutely not.
But I
no.
imagine, yeah. Okay,
I'll
that's
throw
like your
another.
Waffle House. Yeah.
It's not a restaurant, but it's at a bowling alley. It's at the food court at the front of Waveland Bowl. Alley Dogs.
Okay.
Mean hot dog there.
Next
Okay.
question: favorite pizza in Chicago? Illuminati's for me.
Deep dish, Pequods, thin
Okay,
crust.
yeah.
I'll go Pat's or La Villa.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm a big. I've only had Pequods once or twice, but I thought it was delicious. I don't think it overtakes Lou's because the amount of times I've had Lou's. And I've never had a bad Lou's.
Plus, Lou's is all over. You can
Yeah,
kind of
I love
exactly.
Lou's.
I mean, Pequods, there's only like 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be very controversial here for both of these things. I don't like hot dogs unless they're from Portillo's.
Okay.
And even then,
Fair.
I thought you were gonna say
That's the
flat
right
out.
hot dog to like if you like. Yeah.
even then, I still literally only get cheese sauce and a pickle on it. Like, I don't do the whole Chicago dog thing.
Okay.
Like, I'm not very fond of it. And I think it's because I'm Italian. I'm tired of pizza.
Fair enough.
I'm so tired of pizza.
Okay.
But honestly, if I were to get it, oh my God, I don't even know where I would get it. Abby's is pretty good down on the south side. Shout out Midway.
Shout out Midway. Yes.
But
there you go.
Abby's
You
is
meet
good.
me halfway.
Danny's is pretty good. Stool Presidente actually gave it like a 7 point something.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
Still
Seven
Presidente
is good
did
for
not
him,
rate
right?
Illuminati's well, and ever since then I've had a bit of like I've lost he lost some credibility for his pizza reviews of that one,
Yeah.
in my
So
opinion.
it was interesting. Portnoy was in my neck of the woods in
Well, in
the
Boston,
northwest
Chicago,
side,
I think he freakers here quite a bit.
Yeah, so he was in my neck of the woods at Dino's Pizza. In,
Really?
I guess I don't know what neighborhood that would be considered. Like just the northwest side over there. And he gave Dino's, I believe, an 8.1 or something
Is that
like
right?
that. No, 7.4, which is a good score for him. And I was pretty happy to see that because he, we used to order Dino's like every Friday night.
Yeah. This guy, not to cut you up, but this guy outside is wearing a Cubs jersey, and I just want to chuck something at him.
W.
W
Well,
guy in a
you're all
jersey.
Cubs fans here, right?
Cubs.
Oh boy.
Wait, are you a Southside Cubs fan?
Yeah.
How?
But you're
You're from
for
the
that.
Midway
Yeah.
area, right?
What?
You're from the Midway area?
I am from the Midway area. My house was like one of those house divided houses. My mom's side of the family are
Fair
Sox fans. My dad's side of the family, they're from the north side. So,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah,
You chose the right way.
I agree.
grew up watching Derek Lee.
Hell yeah.
He was my favorite player. But yeah, I mean, I tried to hop on the Sox bandwagon for a little bit, but I just couldn't do it. Like,
It's a tough existence,
I
I
really
hear.
couldn't do it.
It is
but
tough.
no, definitely. I love Wrigley. It's a little hard to get to, but now since I've had experience taking the train, I could do it again.
Yeah, there you go. You just
I'm-
took the train this morning.
I took the train by myself this morning for the first time. Everyone, be proud of me. And my phone died, so I didn't even know how to get here.
Oh,
Cubs fans,
I texted you. I told you how to do it.
Cubs fans
No,
like
no,
Phil.
I meant like I got that, but like I needed the map to like see like where to like
I see.
walk. So I want to shout out this really nice lady who was just randomly sitting on a corner like waiting for her friend to get there, and I propped my computer open because I'm like, I know that's charged, so I'm trying to find like a Wi-Fi connection, and she's like, are you lost? And I'm like, yeah, and my phone is dead. And she just randomly pulls out a charger.
Oh, my bad.
She just randomly pulled out a charger. I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty sick. I mean, I could have turned down God knows how many streets. I walked like 7 minutes too far north. But yeah, she was really nice. She helped me out a lot. So shout out. I think her name was Angie. So shout out Angie.
Shout out Angie the Charger.
Shout out,
lady.
yeah.
But
Very
yeah,
nice.
I decided to city today, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah,
So thank
very
you
cool.
guys.
I
Thanks.
guess I'm the only White Sox fan in CHR. I see how it is. Yeah.
Nah.
You're stronger than us, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
one thing.
we
I
are.
stay loyal, man. I'm loyal as a dog. I will never frequent to the dark side.
And
And no
it's,
matter how bad things get the White Sox, I will always be a fan.
Yeah, I mean.
It's just like us and the Hawks right now.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It's exactly right. Like, I mean, you get experience. Like, you
Hey.
love the Hawks. You get used to
We're
it.
on a mission from God. The Pope's on our side. Things got to be looking up
Yeah,
eventually here.
yeah.
Which, by the way, I just this one bad thing I got to say about the Cubs. The fact that they tried to like make him a Cubs fan right away. Like, oh, it's Chicago. He's a
No,
Cubs
it
fan.
was-
And then right away they're like, no. His brother's like, no, he's a Sox fan.
I
And,
was okay. So I'm like I said, I'm Italian. So I watched the whole like stream. Like I was following the conclave. I was like, hey, listen, I'm very into this, especially since there was a guy named Pierre Battista Pizzaballa.
I wanted him to
do it so bad.
wanted him to be
but there's a video of me wrapped in my Italian flag as they announced that the Pope was from Chicago, and I was losing my absolute mind. Like, and honestly, I think I was in ABC or whatever stream, some sort of stream, and somebody on there was like, it's reported that he's a Cubs fan. So whatever broadcast I was watching leaked it
I
first.
think it was ABC7 that said.
Probably.
Yeah.
They said he was a Cubs fan, and I like immediately went and got my W
Fake
flag.
news.
And then like I'm watching all the videos back, and I'm like, dang, these are they did not age well.
That was a fun day on Twitter.
embarrassing.
Pope Day.
That was a nice day. It was nice as a Sox fan to win
Da
something.
Pope.
Da Pope.
Man.
Yeah, he can be a Bears fan. We could all
I'd love to hear his
right,
take
all
on.
four of us around that, right?
I'd love to hear his take on the Blackhawks off
There's
season.
no weird Packer fans here.
No.
No,
God.
God no.
Outside of Raven,
Oh yeah. He's
I'll
up
give you
there.
the death stare if you want me to. Bears are undefeated at Lambeau this year. That's all I gotta say.
That's true. Yeah. That is, yeah.
Jordan Love is not him.
Williams should be 2-0 against them, man. I'm still mad about that first game. Yeah, I don't know what that was. It's the Bears.
It's the
Anything that can't happen to the Bears does happen to
Will
the
happen
Bears.
to the Bears.
Yes.
Da
Yes.
Bears.
Murphy's Law. Yep.
But yeah, I'd love to know what the Pope thinks about, Bedsy and the Blackhawks' future and just some of his takes on, where this team should head.
Yeah, right.
It's like we've heard all of the Sox fan, but what about the other Chicago teams? Like, what does he think about Caleb Williams? Like, I'd love to know. I don't know. Love to get his input.
They need more of a blessing than any other team. I think long term.
Yes,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bears have had the longest turmoil in the city.
Yeah, they haven't won a championship in 40 years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
God, it's actually been 40 years.
That's crazy.
1985.
Well, it'll be 40. Yeah.
Super Bowl shuffle. That's all
That's
we know.
right.
No.
That was great, but maybe that's
It's
cursed them.
It's our only moment in history.
Yeah, I love to see a Blackhawks shuffle.
We had Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the
We had the
Kaner
Kaner
shuffle.
They have the Kaner shuffle,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that
that's
was
true.
fun.
The Red Wings posted the Kaner shuffle when they re-signed him. It's like
That's
the Red Wings are just taking everything from us,
it's
man.
Not original.
They're taking everything
It's
from
not
us.
original.
That
and
sickened me.
It's
Yeah.
not original. And I saw this one
Don't like
comment
that.
from some sort of chick on Twitter who didn't know what she was talking about. She was like, PK3 won't remember any
I know, like any
anything
Hawks
of his-
memories,
yeah.
or Archie, like.
Okay, but
yeah.
like when you think about it, they are going to be remembered for what they did for the Blackhawks,
Right.
and it's honestly like cope with it, Detroit.
Unless
honestly.
Detroit wins the Stanley Cup.
Hey, listen, if they win the Stanley Cup, I will shut my mouth forever and I will go in a hole.
Yeah.
Right here.
Fair. Well, this
I'll
is
delete all my accounts.
guys.
Yeah, I'm going MIA, off the grid.
Brace yourselves, guys. Assuming the Blackhawks are done this offseason, this is what our potential lineup could be looking like next year. Here we go. This is from Chief, so take it from grain of salt. But line one, I like Chief. Line one, Mikheyev, Bedard, Tavo. Line two, Donato, Nazar, Burakovsky. Line three, Bertuzzi, Dickinson, Moore. Line four, he has like five guys here. Slagger, Green, Foligno, and then I guess Laferty, Reichel are the scratches. Exactly. Like you have so many forwards. Here.
Reichel's a scratch. I
Stop
don't know about that.
scratching Reichel,
I don't know about that.
Defense,
2025.
Vlasic, Renzel, Kaiser, Levshinov, Korch, Murphy, Knight, Soda.
Obviously, he got the defensive pairing wrong.
I would definitely adjust some of these
It's
lines.
I
Kaiser,
feel like that
Renzel,
is the
Vlasic, and Levshinov.
lines of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I
a
would.
lot better.
I'd say some of the four lines would definitely adjust here. But
Yeah.
bottom line, yeah, we're unfortunately. I think we're get ready to learn Tank 4.0, guys. I'm just prepare
Again?
yourselves.
Get the means prepared.
I'm sorry. Like, yeah, that's what we're gonna see.
Again, guys,
I know.
how long is it going to
I know.
take?
Gavin McKenna is our last hope
Yeah.
here. Yeah, that's our only hope. Yeah, that's the missing piece. That's the final piece of the puzzle here. Well, you know what? I'd like to see Frendell make the team. I think that would make next year a
Yeah.
bit
That'd be
more.
cool.
That would be
That'd be
cool.
sick. But he's probably gonna need another year. I'm just assuming he is. We're already starting tankathons for McKenna. Oh my God.
Should we do a couple Laudersons or?
Yeah, sure. Any other news break? Anything? We've been going for like 2 hours here. I don't know.
Someone got signed. Hold on.
Anyone special?
No.
Well,
Oh, we got Dylan Coughlin back to the
that's
Knights.
Exactly what
We
I was
got.
gonna-
We also got Ol Lixell to Ottawa. Just some real
Who?
blockbuster names
whoa,
there.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Pause. So yeah, I got some real game changers there re-signed. So
The first Tankathon sim of the year, and Boston gets Gavin McKenna. The Hawks shot from 1 to 3, but they get Rubrek. I really like.
is this
Rubrek
just
for this
based off
team.
of last year?
I think it's based on betting odds.
Okay.
I believe that's
Run
how
it
is.
again. Run it again. Let's see how much
Run it
tries
again,
it
come
takes.
on.
Run it again.
No, Pittsburgh gets Gavin McKenna.
Which
this
I
time.
think that's what's going to happen.
Try number 3.
I think it,
No.
Detroit gets Gavin McKenna. Pittsburgh again.
A couple years with Sid.
hey, 5th time's a charm. Wait, do we have the highest odds right now? Or
Well, technically based on betting odds, yes.
there you go. Wait, we're ahead of the Sharks even?
Wait,
We
so-
are ahead of the Sharks. Yes.
Gavin
Wow.
We have the
McKenna,
lowest
you
cup
are
odds,
a
meaning we have
Chicago
the highest
Blackhawk.
finished last odds currently.
Correct.
Oh my god, I can't
That's
do. I
kinda what I
can't do
expected.
another year
I
of
can't
this.
deal with it either. But
I can't do another year of
it's
this.
just another reality that we have to face. Like,
I can't
It's
do.
so
I can't.
painful.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't.
Even if they sign a winger, it's like that's not going to change.
I
anything.
know, that's-
oh yeah, we go from first to third
Yeah.
worst. Yeah. Ooh. And that's only if we get Ehlers.
Exactly.
And that's not gonna happen.
No, Ehlers not going to sign here. Where's Ehlers? Predictions on Ehlers before we finish, because like
Carolina.
he's the big guy left. Carolina.
I've been saying Carolina the entire time. I don't see another team going after him. I think it's Carolina or Boston.
Chicago. No, it's Carolina. Yeah, Carolina. Yeah, I agree.
Probably.
Yeah, agree.
Probably Carolina.
What do you think, Natalie?
What?
Nikolai
Ehlers. Yeah. What do you think he's going to sign?
Honestly, that one I have no idea. Truly
Yeah.
and honestly, it's been dragged out for so long that I'm like, just make a decision already.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't think Kyle is gonna make any moves, but I mean, anything could happen. It is free agency. Just kind of excited to get it over with at this point. Like, let's start cooking here.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while, but yeah,
Let's start.
Let's start cooking. I agree. Let's start cooking.
I guess-
Let's get the pot out of
Right.
the like cupboard or whatever it's called, and like put the water in, start boiling.
Yep.
But I don't think we're gonna get to the boiling stage until like
No.
about
At least
another
get like
2
the
years.
materials ready,
Right,
right?
like get the
Yeah.
ingredients.
grocery
and stuff.
store,
Yeah.
Go to the grocery.
Get the
That's
pan
what we're,
out there. Like
that's what we're doing. We
yeah.
are going to the grocery store and we are not buying anything.
I think.
Yeah, we don't have Nikolai Ehlers money.
No.
Right.
We
no.
have, frozen pizza money.
There
Right,
you
exactly. We're getting the scraps here. We're getting crumbs. Yeah.
One last thing I want to bring up from Vaclav Nestersil's father. Interesting tidbit here. Vaclav and Anton Frondel played together in a tournament for the European All-Stars in 2019, along
that
with
right?
potential future draft pick of the Blackhawks, Ivar Stenberg, next year.
He's like a top
So
five guy.
that'd be
next
pretty
year.
cool, Kyle with the vibes, and getting everybody, acclimated together. Yay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like this little
good
handle of this
chemistry.
mic, by the way.
I told
I
you
feel
it
like a
would be
mayor.
nice.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
save us, Connor.
I saw that the Capitals were interested as well. I thought that's the long shot for Ehlers, maybe.
Yeah,
yeah,
Ca-
they
Cap-
might
They
move
might
around a little
have
bit
to
of
make
cap.
a move to make
Yeah,
to make a tiny bit of room, like a million.
but that does
and a half.
sound like
They
Ehlers'
got
destination.
6.95 in remaining
yeah.
cap space, but I mean, might as well go all in and out Ovi's last season,
Exactly. That's kind of my thought. Like,
Yeah.
I could
It is
definitely,
true. It is true.
Kind of rank them second right now or third.
It is Ovi's
Right.
final season. You want to go out with a bang, right?
right? Yeah,
I
Ovi
like
and
that.
potentially John Carlson too. It's his last year of his deal. 35 years old. You don't know where he's gonna go. I don't know if he
Exactly, yeah.
still stays in Washington after this season.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I feel like he's a Washington lifer.
Did you guys see Connor Bedard's ad post yesterday?
that was so
Another
That was
Bedard ad
great.
post. What a swell guy going over there and.
I will say it's better
Yeah.
than doing like the Hyundai commercials that he was doing. He was actually going to like Children's Hospital,
Yeah,
which
no,
was awesome.
that's good on him.
Yeah.
Good guy, Connor Bedard.
Great
he's
guy,
just-
Connor
he's
Bedard.
A great guy. He's just a great human.
I
A great
can't-
human, as Olchek would say.
Yeah, I can't wait till he does that in Chicago, just like Anthony Rizzo did with the Lurie Children's Hospital.
Oh yeah.
I could
yeah.
definitely see him doing something like that in the
Yeah.
future. But I mean, if we're talking about future, Connor Bedard endorsements, I think we should wrap it up, right?
Yeah, I think that's probably the time. Watch
Yeah.
the Ehlers signing is going to break right after the show, which is probably why we should close it now, just
Yeah,
so we can
right.
get that news, right? So, anyway, great show today. Well, Charlie, once again, welcome to the crew.
Yeah,
really,
welcome,
really
Charlie.
happy to have you. I
Taps
think
up for
first show,
Charlie.
I think,
Yeah, taps.
absolutely aced it. I think Ace here. And yeah, Natalie
Ace,
and
it's Ace
Nolan,
here.
we're happy to have both of you too as well.
Thank
And
you.
Thank you.
we got a nice crew here ready for next season. We're not done yet. We got one more show tomorrow.
I got one more left in me.
I got one more in me. That's right. How
nice.
about that final CHR episode of the season tomorrow?
That's
But
great.
it won't be it though. Like we'll be posting stuff over the summer, social stuff as well, YouTube stuff.
We're not going away.
And early September next year, we will be here
You
for
can
season
never
2.
get rid of us.
Yeah, you know the one thing that I did notice, we're coming back on 9/8, September 8th.
Is that right? No way.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone planned that, but I was thinking about that in my head, and
You
I'm
know
like,
what I have to say to that? Absolute
Absolute
cinema.
cinema. You know it.
Cinema
You
time.
know it. I love that. I guess I'll do my attempt at plugs here. Follow us in all the social medias, the Instas. Subscribe to the YouTube. We're on all the Instas, actually. All those socials, right? The TikToks. I think we passed 1,000 followers on that recently, so that's pretty
Yeah.
good. We're approaching 3,000 on Insta, so drop a follow there. We're approaching 900 subs on YouTube. I think we're at, 884, so 16 away. It'd be nice to get to 900 maybe this week. That'd be
16, shout out Jason Dickinson.
wow, that's a pull. Very elite.
Yeah.
Listen to us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to leave us a 5-star rating or review, we really, really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Tell a friend, right? As Tassos would say, the 4th listen will really get you hooked. Actually, I'd like to say, I think the first listen, I think, will get you hooked, actually. I'll expand on that. I really think it really only takes one. I think we're clearly just that in tune here. So
Let's get a lot of people in here tomorrow. Last stream of the season. Why not?
yeah, no, I
Tell
think
everyone.
everyone.
Shout it from the rooftops. Go tell your mom, your dad, your brother,
Your
your
dog.
Go to the
goldfish.
train station
Yeah.
and just be like, hey, listen to CHR, listen to CHR, listen to CHR.
Yeah,
in
go
my
tell
bag,
at
I
least
have
a
the
random
cards.
NPC
If
in the
people
city.
have airdrop on the train, just start airdropping them the link.
Exactly.
Hey, that's a smart move.
That's a viewer.
Yeah.
Go to the
Tap, tap,
Cubs
tap.
game, like.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
That's definitely a little.
Any way you can do it.
Any way you can do it.
Anyway, we really appreciate your support.
Tell your friends
Yeah.
to tell a friend.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We'll be here tomorrow, same time tomorrow, I believe, at the new stew.
Same bad time,
11
same bad
Central
channel.
time,
There we
right?
go,
Around
yeah.
11 Central. So, we will be there.
Last
we will
one,
be there.
best one.
Exactly. We'll finish
Last
strong.
ride, we got
exactly.
this.
Yes, sir. All right.